horizonts and get well soon.
So yeah, can you
Hello and a very warm welcome to World League Esports.
We're here.
WLE is your home for esports. My name is Olympus, and tonight I am joined by the main man himself, Kanye Diffuse. How are you doing, Kanye?
I am so ready for this, man. We have a lot of talking points, we have a lot of things to go over, we have a lot of sexy graphics, and we have a great game to match. I'm so excited. We'll go over the map bans and everything, but anything you just want to say before we even start? Just like off the rip, anything you want to say just before we head in?
Yeah, absolutely. I am doing fantastic, as you might imagine, because tonight it's my absolute honor and a pleasure to introduce you all to the last weekend of the WLE 10K. We started this tournament with 15 teams, which then moved over to 14 teams as Exile Vision weren't able to continue in the pool stages. Nonetheless, those 14 teams battled it out over the course of 4 weeks, and now we're left with the cream de la creme, the cream of the crop itself. And tonight we have four of the best teams in South Africa. We'll be bringing you four matches over this weekend. And of course, at the end, we'll be left with just one winner who will walk away with the title of the champion of this tournament. So I could not be any more ready. The hype is real. The excitement is palpable. You could touch it in the air if you wanted to. And what a better way to start this weekend than with, I guess, arguably the best matchup we could have asked for in this tournament. ATK going against Bravado Gaming.
Yeah, it's a big one. I mean, Bravado Gaming, ex-Regis side, they did so damn well in the group stages and even in the upper bracket stages. I believe they went a clean sheet, and we're going to bring up these stats for each and every one of the players in the lobby and everything, but just ATK versus Bravado. That should just give you, what do you call this? Like bumps on your skin? Like hoenigvleis? I don't know what, goosebumps. There we go. I'm an Afrikaans guy. I call it hoenigvleis. But Bravado Gaming versus ATK. This is the matchup of giants. This is what SA Esports is all about. And now you get to see it here in Rainbow Six Siege. And I'm so damn glad we get to bring it to you guys. We're getting the players in the lobby. And before we head into the game itself, we have quite a few graphics to show you guys. Here we go. The map veto. First ban is Oregon, banned out by ATK. Villa banned out by Bravado Gaming. Thereafter, ATK picked Clubhouse. Bravado Gaming, they picked Consulate. Banned out by ATK was Coastline. Banned out by Bravado Gaming was Theme Park, leaving us with the decider being Cafe Dostoevsky. So very interesting maps we're going to be playing on. We're going to be starting on Consulate, actually, thereafter Clubhouse, and then Cafe as the last map. What are you expecting from these maps?
My guess is as good as anyone's here because, I mean, ATK, they are the fan favorites for a reason. They are giants for a reason. They have the successes and the W's to back up that claim. And they're such a powerful team. They've been around for a long time. They're well established and they play so well together. And it's just, I guess, an impossible task to ban maps against them because they're good on Cafe, they're good on Villa, they're good on Oregon, they're good on Clubhouse. So really, it's tough to say. I am running out of words here because it's tough to say whether Bravado is as prepared as they need to be facing ATK, especially on maps such as Consulate, Clubhouse, and Cafe, as they are the ones who'll be playing tonight. But to answer your question more directly, I am hoping, and I really do think it's going to go to the last map, 2-1 in the favor of Bravado, because I just want to see them shake up the scene a little bit.
Talk about predictions. We're going to have a social vote up here as well. Oh, I'm intrigued by that one.
Whoa.
More votes for Bravado? What is this?
I know, right? I was on Twitter earlier. I was looking at the votes, and when I clicked on Bravado, like I just said, I was hoping that they would be the ones. I am hoping that they will be the ones who shake things up and knock the kings off the thrones. I saw 60% Bravado. I was like, okay, that's a pretty strong lead they have there. I was expecting it to be closer to 50-50.
Yeah, I mean, 50-50, you'd imagine. I mean, like, this is an impossible game to call. Let's just put it out there. None of us know what's going to happen in this game. I'm leaning towards the side of Bravado just because of my own bias, I guess. I mean, I've been casting these guys throughout the entire group stages. Throughout the past couple of months, as they were known as Regicide, this team has always had a special place in my heart. They've always been the one team that I've really looked at as being the ones to step up to that position, and this is their chance. Let's go over the team rosters here. ATK, the team we all know and love, Causa, Sir Pancake, AML, GMS, and Figure. On the other side of the board, Bravado Gaming here, Divan, Mystic, Airy, Minted, and Elegant. We have a quick player head-to-head for you here, just to highlight two of the star players that we think are going to have the biggest of impacts here in the game, and that's going to be Causa versus Divan. Two of the big impact players here for both sides. Yeah, wow, because look at Causa's KD ratio.
Wow, 3.2 KD. And this is the man who's the IGL for ATK and is also the support player, as his operators there show. Pulling off a KD such as 3.2 is words escape me, but it's mind-blowing and it's commendable, to say the very least.
Yeah, I mean, 3.2, and keep in mind, he's not just on the frag operators. Look at his favorite operators. Nomad, Castle, not really fragging operators. I mean, we all love and know the meme. The UMP is the worst gun in the game.
I'm using the worst gun in the game and I'm still better than you. Shout out to the retired legend now, Troy Canadian. But yeah, it looks like Causa is the one who's taking up the mantle where he dropped it as Castle main. But that's enough about Causa for now. Let's look on the side of Devon, because whenever I hear the word Devon, I just immediately think Ash main, and that's exactly what he is. He plays Ash, he plays Vega. He's absolutely clinical on those weapons.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the Ash, he's got the Egg, and he's making the difference, 1.3 KD. That's nothing to scoff at. I mean, when you get those opening frags, and we don't actually have the opening kill stats here exactly, but I believe he's one of the highest rated in terms of opening kills in the entire tournament thus far. I mean, he's doing his job. Yes, his KD is low as Causa, but that's because Causa is an all-rounder. He's good at the start of the game, he's good at the end of the game. Divan, his job is to be that opening kill. When you have a 1.3 KD ratio, that means 1.3 to 1 times you're going to have that opening kill. I believe the stat for when you have an opening kill winning the round is like 75%. So that already should be telling you something.
Yeah, it's something close to 70%. The times when the team that has the opening kill are the ones that are going to go on and lead in terms of winning that round. If you could just take a look back at the rosters here, because I want to mention something about the two teams, because here we have ATK, who, like I said, they've been around for a long time, but they did have a roster change when they picked up Sir Pancake and AML. And to me, they have been performing as beautifully as if they had been there from the very beginning. Sir Pancake, he's what I would say a clutch master, because when they were playing against DNMK on Cafe, he was in a 1v3 situation and he was able to win it as a smoke, and he was using the FMG9 no less. He is bringing in the return on investment for his team. And another thing I want to talk about here as we look at this roster is the cross-pollination that goes on between the teams in the South African scene. I don't know if it's because it's such a small scene or it's because teams know each other very well. But like I said, Sir Pancake and ML were picked up by ATK, and the two players they were replacing were Jason and Leventis, who then went on to play for DNMK, who they themselves had a good run in this tournament, but there will not be any of them left, as it's just ATK, Bravado, and then tomorrow we'll be having OG versus Rancha White at 12 p.m. After that is the lower bracket finals at 6 p.m. And then Sunday is the big day. It's going to be the grand finals at 5 p.m. So whoever wins today, we're going to be seeing them again on Sunday. And today, the chant that you will be singing depends on which team you're a fan of. If we continue with the Regicide theme, it's going to be either Viva la Revolution or it's going to be Long Live the Kings. So let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so we're just having a bit of issue getting one player in the lobby for the time being. We're going to talk about the map bans again, just quickly. Because first map, it's Consulate. Second map, Clubhouse, the 2Cs. And the decider being Cafe. We know Clubhouse, traditionally, ATK, they're quite good, but they don't play it too often. I believe Bravado Gaming played it quite a lot on the group stage, actually. So Consulate, our first one, would you say it leans any sort of way? Because in general, I really just all of the time see Consulate as that 50-50 map where it's not attacker-sided, it's not defender-sided, and even if you're really good on the map, it doesn't really do that much. What do you think we're going to have from this first map in Consulate?
I 100% agree with you there, and I would even wager and go on to say that Cafe might play kind of the same way as a 50-50 map, because usually as maps are introduced into the competitive scene, they tend to be defender-sided, as all maps in Siege are, because the defenders start with all the map control, and then the attackers have to work it out of their hands and make something happen. What happens, though, over time is that as defenders get more confident with their setups, the attackers also get more confident in reacting to those setups. So it tends to bring things closer to that 50-50 split. And I think that's where we are right now with Oregon. It's a very well-known map. It has been in the scene for a long time. So it's just going to be who steps up today, who is going to be the better team, I guess. It doesn't really favor who starts on defense or attack.
That is the question, and the question is ready to be answered. We have all the players in the lobby. Let's head straight on in to Consulate.
Amazing, amazing. We go into this historic matchup, and the storyline, I don't think you could find a storyline as rich as this one if you tried. ATK, like we said, they are the giants, they are the kings. They have cemented themselves as the best, if not one of the best teams in the South African scene. On the side of Bravado, what's your take on them, Kanye?
I mean, I've followed these guys quite a lot throughout the group stages. I've seen them play. I've seen them absolutely at times thresh teams. Multiple 2-0s, multiple 1-0s, clean sheets for some of these players, aces round after round after round. And I really commented on this when I was talking to Luda about it, that Bravado Gaming are one of the most clinical, if not the most clinical teams I have ever seen.
I like that you use the word clinical, because I was going to use that word to describe ATK's attacks.
Oh,
That is just the word, that the descriptive that comes to mind when I think about ATK. Their attacks are so well thought out. They're so clean because, like I said, they have been around for a while. So they work so well together. That synergy is on point. And not to mention, they have great gun skill. But aside from that, they have strats as well. So teams that are either gun skill heavy, they're frag heavy, they tend to suffer against the giants of ATK.
that's the question then. Who's going to irk out in the first few rounds here? Because ATK, they're starting on the defense. So maybe that's the chance for Bravado to one-up them here. Like you said, ATK, they really excel in that attacking phase. But Consulate, it isn't really defensive-sided as other maps would be. So maybe Bravado here, this is their chance. Starting on Garage and Cafeteria, and I just want to talk about this ban phase quick because it just came on the board here. Nomad banned out. That's a complete target ban.
Absolutely, that's a target ban one for sure, because yeah, we've seen Costa is the Nomad main on his team, but let's also not forget this is Consulate. This is the map of 1,000 windows, 1,001 windows given. So Nomad being off the board just makes the work of the defenders maybe a little bit easier if they were feeling like going for a run out, though that's not usually advisable or encouraged even.
I mean, it just bans it out, and I guess ATK, that could have gone for those runouts like he said, but do you really want to go for those runouts as much? I mean, yes, when you're playing top floor and attack there, yes, it's kind of crucial to go for those runouts, especially on the windows, but down below, I guess it's not going to make that much of a difference. Maybe that's why they're going here first. And what is this? He's reinforcing from the outside. What type of weird strat do they have? And he needs to watch out because the players are running in just barely, so Pancake is going to manage to save that one out. And this is the strat. That is massive brain.
That's a big brain play there for the first one. The placement of that kite charge is what's going to be detrimental to the hard breaching of that wall. But right now, the hard breacher himself, Mystic, is going to be droning for his team on the top floor as they decide to take from the admin side of the map and then work their way from there.
Yeah, repelling on this admin window. The first kill goes the way of AML, spraying on through into printer window. He finds Divan, the player we highlighted, and that's not a good look. There's an entry frag. They're currently 0-1 on that Ash. He does well, yes, to enter on into the building. Maybe buys himself some leeway and does damage onto AML, but that's not the opening frag you want. And droning out inside of main lobby here, you see AML on the cams as well, keeping track of where this point of ingress for the side of Bravado is going to be. Finding that opening kill is going to be really instrumental, because now as well, the Jackal tracks, yes, they're coming out, but they can kind of spread thin. They can play safer, they can head back to the bomb site, because if you've done your job, you found your kill, now you can even start to play these verticals, because keep in mind, 2 C4s on the side of ATK. A lot of focus is going to come onto this vertical, not only because of that C4, but because of this K charge. The only place to take it out from is going to be here, from the vertical position in Piano, and that's what Minted is trying to do.
Yes, AML got the opening kill for his team, but at what cost? He's on such low HP, and right now he has made the safe play of going back to site and assisting his team from there. The side of Bravado, though, they have decided to do as you were alluding to earlier. They are working their way on that Piano floor and trying to find these anchors, trying to find them and pinch them out of what are powerful positions. We are left with a minute to go, and right now, looks like it's in the favor of ATK as Sapancake gets yet another kill, or rather ATK gets yet another kill onto Ari. That's the Jackal gone. So the three of Minted, Elic, and Mystic are the ones left to make something happen here, make something happen in these 42 seconds of the exit phase.
Yeah, they really need to make something happen here. 30 seconds. And pushing on through is going to be so damn hard, because the wall is still reinforced. Minted taking damage from that vertical, and Mystic tries to push on in, but they're just being completely stomped out by Sir Pancake on the Org A3, holding these stairs on the close angle. Figure joining him there with the TCSG. Mystic, though, finds the open, and that might just be exactly what they need. 18 seconds left. I don't believe they have one smoke canister left. Yes, but they're doing so much damage. How are they finding these kills? But no, eventually it's a double kill for Figure. He finds 2. He gets the down. Finally, sure, but it's almost impossible to have this go their way. Left in a 1v4. JMS to find the final kill from the vertical. And that is it. ATK, they lock out the first round.
ATK start things off on the Consulate with a round win, which came down to the last seconds. But that's also because Bravado were playing it very safe. They started off on the side of admin, trying to take control of the top floor of the map. Wasn't quite aware of how that worked out for them, because they moved on over to take side of Piano control. But I feel like with a minute or so left, they didn't quite get as many vertical angles as they would have liked, because that Kaid, who was just sitting pretty behind White Van, he was in such a powerful position, locking out the attack that was coming mainly from Yellow Stairs. And like you said, they weren't able to open that wall. It was due to that expert placement of that Kaid charge, that Kaid Electro Claw. It's what won them the round, I would wager. But also Figure getting as many kills as he did that last round. And of course, AML starting things off with such an aggressive roam, put his team in such an advantage early on. And there we go, ATK are 1-0 up on Consulate. They will switch things now as they go to defend Consulate, not Consulate, I mean...
That's the map, yes, they're defending Consulate.
Archive Stellars, I don't know why Consulate came to mind, but Archive Stellars is the site. I don't know what you think of this one, Tamil.
I'm a big fan, and I'm going to tell you why.
Really?
Because 3 C4s on the board, that's almost a guaranteed 3 plant denials. Once you give them control of this top floor area here inside of, I believe this is called Visa, or I'm actually not sure what that is called. Chat, please do confirm. But Figure here, placing out a bulletproof cam inside of Tellers, that is going to allow for the vertical. That's going to have information, and that is going to deny those plants, because that is basically the site where you plant. And sure, you can every now and then go for a different strat where you kind of rush down into garage, go for the horizontal angles instead of the vertical. But what you most of the time are going to do is what Minted is doing. Currently, you're rappelling up on CEO, and you're going to try and take control of that vertical area inside of main office and the east side office. Droning it out, we're establishing where these players are holding, because I believe 3 players from ATK currently up top.
It's rather a heavy roam. I would consider it a heavy roam, because what tends to happen is you open yourself up to a bomb rush from the attackers, who can just find the 2 anchors on site and then take the fight away from you. Alec is trying to take the head away from this castle. Figure is just dancing around the top of Princess Stairs. He runs away and takes a few shots. AML is not able to survive his engagement though, and he is gone off the board. The first one to get the kill last round is the first one to die, and it seems like tonight the theme of poetry will continue, at least for now.
Yeah, and that's a very big kill because the crossfires were too much for Figure. He had to back off. He didn't have someone to hold his flanks. Now, Airy is going to be droning out this top floor area. He's going to establish that, yes, it is indeed clear. Mystic is going to repel in. And after that, they have the vertical. But look at this. This players on the side of ATK, they've fallen all the way back because they know they can hold this from the vertical. They know they can win this round basically just off C4s. Still 2 in the back pocket, and JMS is opening even more verticals.
Absolutely. Vertical and information is what I'm taking away from you. And right now, though, the life of Figure will be taken away from him by Minted, who's on a double kill here. He's found his way to the bottom of those Visa stairs, and he is in position to support his teammate if they decide to go for the execute right now. Going back to what I was saying, information and vertical is definitely the play on this map, and the Pulse is still alive. Corsa is still on board. He doesn't have his C4, though I would wager that that's actually better for Pulse because he can call out for his teammates who are then able to immediately throw a C4 and then detonate it, which is faster than the Pulse doing it himself. We are left with 47 seconds, and the 3 players on the side of ATK. They have 2 C4s between them, so it's definitely looking like it's in their favor, at least for now.
Yeah, and the thing is, they don't even need C4. So Pancake gets the kill from the vertical with the SMG-11. Divan is going to try and be a thorn in the side. He's going down the stairs. But look at this. The plant is going down, and it's on one of the tellers. But from the vertical, he finds the kill. Minted finds one. I believe that's JMS trying to go for the C4, but that is it. The diffuser is down in a 1v4. There's nothing you can do. Minted locks it out, and he finds the ace. That is how you answer back to ATK's aggression. Too good in chat, and I mean, you gotta give that man, that was a clinical round.
Clinical does not do it justice, Kanye, because apparently Bravado don't need Divan, they need Minted. Minted walks into the map, he gets all the kills, and it's as simple as that. They get the win. It's a 1-1, so an equalizer, and already it's turning out to be a rather close match. This brings me flashbacks. It throws me back to the matchup between DNMK and Vibin Esports. It was on Villa, and that was, I think, the closest one in this tournament because the scoreline equalized 3 times. So maybe we're going to see something of the sort on this map. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we might just have these teams going tit for tat, round for round. Sir Pancake on the French shotgun. That is completely confusing me.
We don't see much of that, do we?
I mean, it might just be the black eyes. He just has to flex.
That might as well be the case. Yeah, that last round, I saw that there was a mirror on the side of ATK. And since she wasn't banned, when we were going into this very first round, I was hoping that we would see some sort of mirror play in the bathroom on that first floor, which is usually how teams prevent the attackers from strolling right into piano. But we didn't see that. We saw the mirror being placed downstairs on the, what can you even call that wall? The wall that goes into archives, but like faces the cafeteria door. That's where it was set up. I don't think the second mirror was set up whatsoever.
Just quickly, I am just quickly going to stop you. Look at this angle that's being opened up. 2 walls opened up, allowing for an angle onto the sandwich window all the way from yellow stairs. That's telling me either they're not going to hold yellow stairs and just play it as a kill box, or he's so confident that he can hit his 180 flicks that he's going to hold both of those angles at once. But Divan from down below, I believe, opens it up through the window onto the vertical. No more is a player going to be allowed to play here inside of Sandwich. They're holding this angle. Mystic as well on the rappel. He's currently droning it out, yes, but he's poised and ready. So Pancake to fall. The player with the French shotgun proving, well, it's not going to work too well.
Yeah, that doesn't quite work out in his favor, but there's still some French presence on the board because Corsa is playing the rook. And this is an oddity to me this round because we don't usually see 2 IGN operators on the board. And of course, we usually don't see a shotgun from the dock. But that will not be the case anymore because he was the first one to fall. And right now, I would assume that the attackers are just setting themselves up in position where they can hold angles onto site and take some map control, as Minted here is in the copy room, made his way over from admin, and now he's at that hallway where there is the soda machine, looking for the long angles into sight. They're being blocked by the castle barricades that Figure brought. Ooh, the Jaeger on the top of White Stairs. This is now waiting in who picks first. It's AML, and he's punished for it. The Winter is absolutely on fire. Takes some health away from Figure before he is actually shut down himself.
Yeah, and that's a big one. The trade's coming out, so 2 players have fallen for the side of ATK, but look at this, still just a minute left. Mystic currently is the one with the diffuser in hand on the main window, so this is going to be their point of ingress. They're going to try and make this a bomb site, their plant spot. Side of ATK, it looks like they're aware of this. They know there's a player on the window. They know they're coming up from Visa stairs. They're holding the long angles here with the 1.5 and 2.0 scope in the hands of Corza. But just as I pan away accidentally, Figure, he finds one. Equalizes out. 3-3. The smoke canisters get popped and 1 player to fall. That's JMS. Now Corza needs to go massive. No more impact in hands. So he can't go for the lob. But you see him just does not spot the planter, but look at this, he's just pushing on through. He finds one, but he can't find the second. Elec to collect it, and that's Bravado Gaming. On their attacking side, here on Consulate. 2-1 up. Looks like, for the time being at least, the social vote might just ring true.
It's that round was just interesting on so many angles. I was going to say that since ATK didn't bring a smoke, their hold on to that A bomb site was going to be a little bit more difficult than it would have otherwise been. And that's exactly what we saw there. Minted and the rest of his squad getting those angles, getting that HP advantage early on, and getting the man advantage early on is what essentially gave them that win, because there wasn't much denial. Like you said, there weren't impacts on the hands of Corsa, there weren't C4s, nor were there any gas canisters. So that plant was, dare I say, rather easy. It went uncontested, but in the end, the plant didn't matter, as the kills are the ones that decided round number 3. And already we're going into round number 4, proving to be... how could you describe this one, can you?
It's round number 4, and the one thing I have to note is they can't use the strat anymore. Bravado Gaming, they're gonna know, they're gonna go for the reverse reinforcement, so one of their players is gonna absolutely bolt this way. He's gonna make sure that there's no chance they get this reinforcement off if they go for the same brazen and bold strategy. So Pancake, he might just go for this. This might be the downfall of him if he's not careful, and indeed the impact goes out, so they're going for this. They're full committing.
They are absolutely going for it. James is there, he's rushing outside to get the reinforcement as fast as the game will allow him to, but oh my goodness, that's what you were talking about, Kanye.
No way.
He's the one who was hightailing it, trying to catch James on that reinforcement, but he is punished for it, absolutely, and so much action is going on right now. Mystic is there to find another kill, and that's Pancake, who is gone. So the Kaid not be influential for this round anymore, as long as his electric laws have been placed. It doesn't appear so, as Mystic makes easy work of that wall.
Just a quick note, Mystic, I believe, was the one to find that kill. He just rushed into yellow, swung wide, found the Cade, and found the Electro Claw. That's massive, because this last round that was played here in the bottom bomb side was basically won because they couldn't get this wall open. This time around, it's full open with a minute still on the clock. Just want to talk about that quick outplay there from the side of AML, going for the main window spawn peak, baiting it out, even spamming it out in chat that yes, it was indeed a bait, but look at this. Elec is coming down the main stairs, Mystic to find one from the long angles. He's on sight. Behind the yellow corridor, he finds an amazing flick, and suddenly they've blown this bomb side wide open. Triple kill on the board for Mystic. AML's gonna go for the ace if he wants any chance of clutching this. But once this diffuser is down, this is one of the hardest retakes in the entire Rainbow Six Siege. From the outside, he's spraying on through. He does around 8 damage. They're onto Minted. Not really what you like to see. From the vertical, he's gonna try and see what he can do, but this is almost certainly a done deal. A lost round. And a quasi-tactical timeout for them.
Yeah, tactical timeout. Or so it might be, as there are 20 seconds left, so AML is just going to sit pretty here in these toilets, in these bathrooms, and consult with his team and figure out what is going wrong with the strat of running outside, because at first it had worked out so well for them. Like you said, Bravado were ready for it. They had sent Beaver on a mission to get the kills onto the person outside, but ATK countered it with AML, who was there to find the first kill, but then again, he's the last one to die.
See, that's the thing though. There were 2 outplays in that round. Not only the AML kill from up top in office, The ace read into that and he realized, yes, we might not be able to catch him on the outside, but he still needs to go to the inside and reinforce. He's going to be on that reinforcement for the next 5 seconds, then he's going to chuck out his Electro Claw, so he still has a checklist to do. He realizes that and he says, okay, swing yellow, get the kill. Easy peasy, they won the round. The wall's open, they get the plant, one player up top, they won the round. Easy as that. It really was incredible to see the 2 outplays in that round. I really thought, just based off that opening kill from AML up top, that this was going to swing the way of ATK, but already Bravado with the 3-1 lead, we have a series on our hands.
I wouldn't be too sure because the last time that ATK were playing on Consulate, at least as far as I remember, they were playing against Omnius Gaming and they beat them 7-5. So yeah, it was close and this matchup is proving to be close as well. But in the end, it's the one who comes out with the 2-round advantage over the other who takes the point on this best of 3. So right now, I'm kind of curious as to ATK's thought process going into this round because, like you said, that last round, that strat surely couldn't have worked because it worked the first time. Fool me one time, shame on me, but fool me twice, shame on you. So
I like this.
Beautiful read from Bravado, absolutely. And I was gonna mention how ATK was so prepared. They had 4 C4s, but we didn't get to see any of that. And the 4 C4s, I guess, we're seeing them yet again. And last round, I would wager to be used to defend Piano from being taken away using that vertical play, using the C4s, which is usually something that a mirror window in those bathrooms would do. But we didn't see none of that in that round. And we're going to be seeing none of mirror in this round as well. Round number 5 is the one that we'll be watching. And again, it's going to be... Is that Cafe? Yeah, it's going to be Cafe yet again.
The thing is, though, this is really showing ATK's tactical depth, because yes, they're not playing that hard hold down below anymore. They're playing an upstairs mute Mozzie roam. They're denying the intel, they're denying the drone work. You see there in the bottom right of Divan's screen, one of the drones is jammed. They can't do anything. AML backs off in Corsa with the SMG-11, one of the best players with that gun in hand, joined by AML. They're doing a cleanup here on the top floor. Divan left here, and he's just gonna run away and cower. 2 players that he's facing off, 2 of the best in the SA lobbies. AML finally falls to the side of Illic now. It's just Corsa up top, sprays on through. Almost finds 1, but already they've done their job, in my opinion. They've denied the intel. They found 1 kill. He's still up top. He's still alive, and they don't even know where he is. They need to flush him out. That's going to take, 20 more seconds? After that, you need to translate that onto site take. You need to open up the verticals. It's going to take 30 more seconds. After that, you're going to be stretched for a plant because the main wall isn't going to be opened. Already, ATK at a massive lead here in this round. 1 minute 20. Cause is still up top. They don't even know he is. Divan is going to try and look for this, but he's completely swung around. I don't think they know he's still up top. This is free. He finds 1. Exactly what I was talking about. Drops on down, the shotgun in hand, the M590. Secures his way. He's safe back on the bomb site, and I was talking about that as if he was going to stick up top. No, it's a 4v2, and the same thing applies. They've wasted so much time. A minute left. They need to go for this site execute, but you just can't. Yes, they have 2 smokes and 3 flashes. Maybe you can make something happen, but there's no way they turn this round around.
AML and Corsa showing us how it's done as roamers. They're doing an absolutely beautiful job, like you called it, Kanye, wasting time, getting drones, and even getting 3 bodies to boot. Right now, Bravado have 2 players and 30 seconds to make this work, but they are in such poor positions here at the bottom of these stairs. James finds Mystic, and he has the diffuser on him as well. Elic tries to pad start here, but he's taken off by Corsa there with the shotgun. Surviving all the way from the top floor and then dropping into not CCTV circle desk and then dropping all the way back to garage to find the final kill. He has been the linchpin of that defense for ATK, and now they are 2-3, closing that gap slowly as they now choose to go to lobby.
Just quickly, I want to talk about ATK's mastery of Consulate. There's no other way to put it. They know how this map works, they know their teammates, and they know what the win condition is. Because ATK, yes, they're at a back foot, but they can still end it out in the 3-on-3. I digress. Basically, what I mean is, Doesn't matter what their operator setup is. Doesn't matter what bomb site it is. These guys' strat book is so damn diverse. Think about the first round there on the bottom floor defense. They go for a hard bunker, they just lock it down, they try and waste time and deny the wall. Think about that previous round. They go for the up top roam with the mute Mozzie combo. They play strats where they leave a hatch unreinforced. They go for the late rotate with the M590. Just the pure teamwork coming out from these guys is absolutely incredible at this point in time, and I would not be surprised if that drags them through these rounds. You talked about the clean and clinical attacks. Once this goes to the attacking side, I would not be surprised if they start to make an instant comeback.
10 seconds to
Oh,
go.
absolutely. And the comeback might be in the works here as, like you said, the synergy
5 seconds left.
on ATK, the coordination, the teamwork is just something so beautiful to watch as a fan of Siege. Whether you're a fan of ATK or not, you have to give it to them that they are playing this so beautifully. Like you said, Consulate, you know, I alluded to it earlier. They are good on so many maps. So when you're their opponents, how do you ban maps? How do you counter strat them when, like you said, the strat book is so deep and so heavy?
The thing is, in this round as well, they're showcasing it because let's say you're Bravado, you're trying to read into their strats, you're trying to realize what they're doing, how can we counter this? But look at this, they've completely flipped it around again. Yes, they've got the Mutant Mozzie combat, but look, they've got Sir Pancake on the smoke, they've got Figure on the Echo, two operators we haven't seen thus far. These are plant denial operators, and look at the bomb site. It's main lobby and piano room. This is exactly what they're going for. They're going to try and have this upfloor roam, waste some time, but after that, they're just going to back on down, delay this plant, and go for those kills. This might be the point of ingress here as player on the rappel. As well, the crossfire being set up here by Divan. They're going for a full top take here.
We've talked a lot about how ATK is playing this beautifully, but let's not forget that Bravado are the ones in the lead here. They have 3 rounds, and right now James is the first one to get a kill onto Divan, and then he is immediately traded there by Ari. AML adds onto the foray, he finds one, he's about to find the second on the windows, but Minted is the superior in that gunfight. Cleans his head off. Corsa is there trying to continue the momentum with Figure, but they decide it's better to rotate down the yellow stairs and back into sight. Play something a bit safer, play something a bit closer to home so that they can survive to influence the round later on. They are plant denial operators with that yokai drone, with the shotgun, with the C4, so this utility might be better placed if they are closer to sight. But Costa has decided he wants to hang out around these yellow stairs just a little bit more. The thing is though, Bravado are nowhere close to yellow side. They're still trying to take control of the meeting.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter that they've lost 2 players, ACK, because look at what operators are left. The Smoke and the Echo. He's got an MP5 SD with a 1.5 scope. This man is incredible at holding these long angles like you see him doing. He's got a deployable shield to play behind as well. He's getting droned out, he's getting nade out. He might just have to back off, but he still survives in place for the time being. Now the Smokes get dropped. This is going to be their execute. Sir Pancake, though, finds one. That's the opener. That's airy to fall. Minted with the crossfire from the main stairs area. But Mystic is all alone. He decides to back off from the rappel. Spraying on through. He can't finish it. Sir Pancake from the crossfire finds the kill and he goes massive. Finds, I believe, a 3K as he throws caution into the wind. Going for the run out. Man, oh man, I love ATK at this point in time. They're playing such... they're playing beautiful Siege, but it's Siege that's tactical. It's not the meta we've seen in recent times where fragging team, they get killed, they win. No, this is tactical depth. This is studying the game, studying the enemy team, making sure you're ready for this game, and by golly, are they ready for this one. Heading into the attack, let's see how deep their strat book runs on the attacking side.
ATK's defenses are something of an art form to watch because AML and Corsa on that round, my goodness, they were playing on that top floor and they were holding it with their
Attackers
lives.
need to locate and
They
defuse
just
the bomb.
were in they were in the correct positions, but let's not forget they also had the correct utility to support them when they were holding those positions. The site was lobby, but they had Banshees and ADSs and such all the way on the long desk at the top floor, which Corsa and the rest of the squad displayed to absolute perfection. And in the end, like I said at the beginning of the stream, Sir Pancake, the clutch master, he was there to find the impactful kills. He was there to find the attackers when they were in positions to swing things into the favor of Bravado, picking
10
himself
seconds
up
remaining.
a 3K, like you said. And now he's on 5 kills and he's just getting
5 seconds
started
to
here
insertion.
as he's the ace and he's bringing what is arguably the best
Attackers
AR
ejected
in
is
this
to
game.
defuse a
I'm
bomb.
expecting him to go just as big this round.
Yeah, but look at this operator causes picking up. Not seen too much play from Twitch as of recent. I mean, obviously the F2 being nerfed quite a while back onto that 22nd to 26 ammo capacity, as well as the increased recoil. Just haven't seen teams pick up this operator, but for this exact scenario, I think it's perfect. Yes, there's a mute jammer here, and they're going to try and establish, or rather, they're just going to sacrifice a drone for that Mozzie pest. Now, this is going to open it up for the Twitch drone. He pops the smoke, but oh, that's perfect. Airy on the prone position, shoots out the Twitch drone, and he finds the second. They're not going to be able to get that kite charge.
I wouldn't quite be so sure whether they will be able to get the kite charge, but I know they will get this wall open. If the C4 doesn't get them, it's thrown out, it doesn't find any, and neither does the nade, though it takes a little bit of health off of Irvy. Right now, ATK have secured themselves in a position such as to take this garage. Elik is the one to lead things off here with a kill onto the gridlock. 4v5 and the Kaid charge is still in play. This wall has yet to be opened and maybe, just maybe, it could be a stall out from ATK as far as I can tell, the attack is pretty one-sided, but my goodness, was that gunfight. James is there when he's needed to be, finds the kill onto Ellie, who's the one who had started things off, and finally, the kite charge is off the board, and so are all the 3 sound charges, so that wall falls rather quickly as we are left with half the round to witness an execution from the clinical attackers in SA.
Yeah, but now this is the second phase of the round that starts. No real plant and null operators for the side of Bravado. I'm gonna have to go for these gunfights and go for it. They do. So Pancake takes a tad bit of damage, but the smoke canister's getting popped. Finds one with the C4, swinging wide. This might be where Causa collects a double. He finds one, he goes for the plant, throwing caution into the wind. Surely he doesn't stick this. Surely he doesn't live through this. How are they spotting him? Finally, they find the kill. I don't know how he was left to sit there for so long.
Oh my word, that was...
Disable the bomb diffuser.
I don't know what I could call it, but in the end, it was a good attempt really from ATK and especially from Kosa trying to get that plant there in the dying seconds of his team's existence. They had lost so many bodies, and the first one started with Figure being eliminated as he was on the gridlock. He was not able to put his super shorty to use, getting the floor in piano open, so lack of vertical play from ATK there, though they did make the best of the gunfights, I have to say. It's James, who was on the Maverick, be continuing to play him this round, found what I would call a beautiful kill onto the player who was in that bench hallway. And then from there, it just kind of collapsed on ATK, really. What do you make of it?
That was such a confusing round. The players were even joking about it in chat because it really could have swung either way. That just came down to who won the gunfights, and in those scenarios, the defenders, they're favored. I'm sorry to say it, but you're holding those angles, you know where they're going to push from. There was, I believe, 20 seconds left on the clock. They had to go for that plant. Calls are sticking it. He finds one swinging around the white van, but you really just can't make miracles happen. Sometimes the defenders, they're just favored in scenarios like those, and that's exactly what I think we saw. I don't think it's telling of what's to come really more after this round switch. I think this is going to be the round where we see what ATK's attacks are like, because this is the double floor attack. This is where you see how teams can coordinate and get these plants down. Just quickly, the Jaeger is going for the spawn peak very aggressively, but just talking about Bravado's attack when they attacked this double bomb site, what we saw from them was a clinical top floor hold, a clinical top floor take. But after that, they translated it perfectly, waiting and waiting for the opportune time, eventually getting onto the bomb site, getting the plant down and winning it off of gunfights. That is what I think ATK are going to try and do as they now head onto the rappel, clearing out this top floor.
Yeah, talking about Bravado's attack on this bomb site, let's also not forget that Minted got a huge ace, which was the deciding factor, I would say, more than their translation into the bomb site itself. Kosa, though, with a preemptive claymore, is the one to find the runout from Divon. So, like I said, Nomad being banned means that runouts might be a thing,
This man is
but
stuck.
Kosa is better than that. He's the Nomad player, so he knows to bring a claymore for exactly the same reason. And the Jaeger, the best AR on the side of the defenders, is no longer on the board here. This admin push is coming to a head as Minted is holding on
I
to
don't.
it with his dear life, but he's
Yeah.
not able to anymore as a wall bang from Kosa finds him. And he is gone from that little room there. And now the control of this side of the map is in the hands of ATK. They continue to try and force the person in that little meeting room off, but Alec is there to fight them off. Finds a kill onto Figure. He's peeking for yet another one, but I would wager he has done enough and he should play a bit more carefully if he wants to continue to live.
Yeah, Elik might just fall victim to exactly what Minted fell victim to. A bit of over-aggression. I mean, there was no reason he couldn't rotate out there. He had the rotate opened up and prepped for himself. But no, he decided to stick up top, even though he had 2 crossfires on him. But look at that. From 2 floors down below, Mystic with the Vector in hand, currently sitting smooth at a 3 KD. He buffs it even further, taking a tad bit of damage from the same angle he just peppered one player through. But man, oh man, that's a big kill to find AML off the board. Now it's suddenly in a 2v3. ATK, they don't have a lot of utility to make this happen, and they don't have a lot of map control. But because look at this, Elik, he's still left up top. They haven't dealt with him yet. Elik is jumping on
through.
through.
A lot of time either, as there's just 39 seconds left when Pancake decides to go for the plant, but there's still 4 C4s on the side of Bravado. Will they go out? I don't think so just yet. Pancake cancels when you're so close to getting the plant of maybe expecting a C4, but this time it connects. Mystic finds a kill, and then Alec is there to find another one. Ring, call the cleaning crew because that was a washing from the defenders.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just Bravado Gaming really comfortable with that bomb site because, man, oh man, like that the double floor angle was incredible. The top floor rim presence was incredible. The Mozzie there as well, even though the muted died to that crossfire being set up. Overall, it was a really good setup from them. And overall, 5 and 3 on the scorecard. ATK, they're at a big back foot. You said their attack is what you need to look out for, but at this point in time, it's kind of falling short for me.
I would tend to agree with you because 3-5 is the scoreline, like you said. Those are 2 rounds, which could be the difference between winning and losing for ATK here. But I feel like we're yet to see them at their full potential. We haven't even seen them in their final form on these attacks. I think there is something to be said about them losing bodies early, and they are yet to answer the question on how do we attack these setups that are coming out from Bravado. Because like you said, and I agree with you, ATK have such a deep strat book, but at the same time Bravado are proving to us that they have something of the sort of their own, which is able to counter that coming out from ATK.
In my opinion, this is kind of the perfect showcase of the old ways versus the new style. What I mean with that is Siege, it kind of used to be this tactical game. If you had the upper hand in terms of the strats, you were kind of guaranteed to win these rounds. If you had the innovating strats, you kind of were guaranteed to win those rounds. But Bravado here, they're showcasing that every now and then, just winning those gunfights can be even better. And he does just that. AML dies to Elik with the Heroni. Man, oh man, you can't die from that. You just can't. You need to be aware of that. That is the oldest spawn pick in the book, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Bravado just one up in terms of the aggression, in terms of these gunfights. They're finding these rounds because of their teamwork and their aggression, and it's working out. And if they can keep this momentum going, I see no reason why we can't have new kings here in SA.
Like I just said, there's a question that ATK need to answer, and it's with regards to them losing bodies early. And again, poetic is the descriptive that comes to mind here, because AML was the one who was always finding the opening kills from that exact same window, from that exact same angle. But right now he is falling to that, and as the Ash on a map such as this, when there are things such as Mozzie Pests, when there are Banshees and Aruni Gates, that's not looking good for the attackers as they try to work their way here on the top floor. Kosa is there with no drones, so he's a bit blind and expect he's getting live droned by his teammates, trying to take control away from Bravado, who are currently set up in yellow stairs, and a misplaced shot from both nets nails the kill as the defenders decide to fall back on yellow stairs.
Where is he getting shot from? They know the two players on yellow corridor, but look at this. They've rotated two players up top to come and help with this. Causa, though, knows this. He finds one. He whips out his Zofia concussion just to spot out and establish whether this player is still there, because his angles are no longer being held. They need to clear out this player on yellow if they want to push on further onto the bomb site, swinging on wide. He might just be able to find this kill with the M762. He's still dancing around these angles. Almost finds the headshot, but no air. He just keeps being the sly fox. Backs on down, and now they've fallen back onto the bomb site. Suddenly, there's a minute left. Look at this. It's a 3v4. This plant is almost impossible. That was a perfect up-floor roam presence here from the side of Bravado, and they're just keeping it going with the aggression.
The aggression is what seems to be the downfall of ATK here, as, like you said, the 3 players left against the 4 of Bravado. None has fallen except for Minted, and of course I cast it as Mystic finds the floor there. Corsa is on such low HP, but it's still influencing the round, getting kills and clearing utility. Sir Pancake holding the diffuser has to make some decisions here as Corsa is gone. He's just left with the support of Figure. The Mystic, or rather, the Jaeger from Devon is the one who was outside, but makes his way back into sight. Figure falls, and then again, it's Sapantic all alone here. He gets the plant down, but it's not enough to win him the round. Elliot is there to find him, and the 3 defenders left alive have such an easy time disabling that diffuser. And it's another win for Bravado as they take us to match points.
Yeah, Divan, he hasn't been doing too well this game, but that run out was perfectly timed. He catches the player on the rappel, the player that was holding the plant. From there, they didn't even have enough time to rotate someone out and kill the player that was literally stuck outside. Bravado Gaming 6-3. This is looking incredible from them. They're on match point. They could just lock out Consulate right here, right now on Cafeteria and Garage. This is theirs to fight for. This is ATK's to claw back at this point in time.
If Bravado do indeed manage to win this map, it's not the end of the world for ATK, as this being a best of 3 gives them 2 more chances to win, as map number 2 will be Clubhouse, and then the decider if we get to it, and fingers crossed we do, because I want to see more of this, is going to be Cafe. So there's still quite a lot to be done. There's still quite enough chances to redeem yourself if you're a fan of ATK.
And there are quite a lot of fans of ATK. I mean, they are the legacy team in South African Siege. You think about South African Siege and you think about ATK. Let's be honest here. But this is the game that's going to establish whether that is what is going to happen in the future. We might just have a new Siege head for South Africa. Not to discredit any of these teams, because their track records are big. It's not like this game is going to determine everything and they're just going to lose everything after this. It's not like this is the be-all, end-all. But this is going to sway opinions. This is going to showcase people that Regicide, or the ex-Regicide Bravado now, aren't just the team who are constantly stuck in that second place position. The Sisyphean team, as I always called them. Stuck to forever push the boulder up the mountain, never quite reaching the peak. But this might just be their turn to show the world that, no, we can make this happen. We can shut down the Kings and we can win these games. 6-3, match point. Let's see if they can make the storyline happen.
Speaking of storylines, like you said, Bravado is the org that picked up what was formerly known as Regicide. And I want to touch on that a little bit because I don't think enough people understand just how big of a deal that was. Bravado being one of the larger organizations in South Africa.
Largest, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I will have to hold off that thought right now, as AML is now in the lead. He doesn't die at first. He's the one to get the first kill, and that is Devon off the board. The man who had such a huge run out last round will not be on the round any further. And I think that's the confidence that ATK need, because they were losing bodies early. They were always on the man disadvantage going into a round. Right now, that's got to be feeling good for them.
Yeah, 1 up, and they really need it in this round because this is their turn to turn things around. If I'm not mistaken, they've lost the last 3 rounds in a row. It was equal. Was it equal at 3-3 at the splits?
Yeah,
it was. So they've lost 3 in a row. They haven't won a single attacking round. They need to fester a sense of confidence in themselves. They need to show themselves, yes, we can do this. I mean, I'm sure the comms are quite hyped and they haven't lost hope just yet, but you need to rekindle that fire that you had in those first few rounds. And so Pancake currently on the main wall. They're going to try and take care of this Artiller, this Electro Claw, but the verticals being played by both teams here. Both of them having the brazenness to challenge these, and it is Mystic to find one through it.
That's a huge kill because that's AML gone, and then Pancake answers that's Mystic gone as well. You get a kill and then you're down for the count. That's how things tend to play when you have two of the biggest teams going off against each other. Right now there are 40 seconds left for ATK to answer to what is such a whitewashing from Bravado, as the scoreline is 6-3 in their favor. This could be the map for Bravado in this last 30 seconds. There are 3 players left on the side of ATK, which is one more than the 2 on the side of Bravado. So the attack is looking good right now. Pancake going for the plant. Alec does not have a C4 in his hand, so it's not denied. It is in time though, because the defender has been planted. Right now, it's this figure. 2 kills from the defenders going so huge in their favor. It's all up to this full HP gridlock against 25 HP Airy, and he finds a kill. Will he find the second? He has to hold this ankle closely as the defender tries to get outside. He gets out his drone almost at the wrong time, but he's there to find the kill when it matters. My, that was a close one. I had my heart in my mouth. I wasn't sure Figure was gonna be able to get that one, but in the end, it's not yet consulate for Bravado just yet.
I'm just going to pull up that replay immediately again. I just want to talk about this round. 1v2, this is one of the hardest retakes in all of Siege. You need to basically double swing that. He finds the first, and that's basically a done deal on the round. After that, what can you do? You can run out, but yes, he has intel on you. There's no way you win that gunfight. I mean, he chucks out the drone and still wins the gunfight. By golly, 4 and 6. They might just be able to bring this comeback if they can keep this momentum going back to Garage and Cafeteria. Still kind of sure that they are able to hold on to this bomb site. A sense of uncertainty hasn't set in just yet, and that's what you like to see. You like to see teams keep that momentum going. They're saying, no, we feel confident here. Maybe that was just a fluke of the round. It came down to 1v2, so very well you saw that, yes, you can defend this bomb site. It went well for them in the end. It's just, well, ATK, they do ATK things, they win the round. Match point, still 2 rounds for ATK to make up in the deficit here. If this goes all the way, man, I can't imagine what we're going to see in the rest of the series.
Yeah, talking about going all the way, I had allocated about 11 spaces in my notebook here for the number of rounds we'll see, but I've added them all the way to 15, which might be what we'll get to see if ATK continue to do what they did last round. And question for you all, what is different about that last round from all the other ATK attacks we've seen so far? Well, the answer is simple. AML was able to find the man advantage early on for his team, and then, like we said, 70% of the time that happens, you're the team that tends to win. Of course, Figo was there to clutch things out in the end, so good on them to bring themselves to a scoreline of 4-2, which, like I said, 2 rounds is still what separates these two teams. So the equalizer could be happening here as we see James trying to get this wall. They're making quick work of it as they look for that kind of electric, or not quite able to find it just yet. Now,
But
Kanye, I want to go back to what I was saying.
why is that,
All the
just quick,
action of
why is that right panel open? The Electro Claw is still there.
Oh, really?
The wall is open, that's a massive oversight.
Yeah, I think the positioning of that clock would have been just a little bit further to the left, and then it would have gotten both walls. But nonetheless, that's good for HK. They have the wall open, and then they send some drones here to find the roamers, such as Diven, who is located on the top floor. And while we're on a Bravado team member, I want to talk about the organization, because like I said, it's a huge organization, and what that brings to a team, I think, is a lot of support staff. We're talking about coaches, we're talking about analysts, and of course, there are other parts to being affiliated with an org as huge as Bravado, and I would guess some of them are in the financial aspect, and there's so many other things behind the scenes that make playing for an org as big as Bravado a good thing, which I don't know if it's what's giving them their edge today or whether there's something else at play.
Yeah, I mean, they've been able to beat ATK previously. It was months ago, yes, but there have been instances where this team has shown, and maybe with that financial backing, the coach staff backing, just the morale support, yes, they might be able to clutch this out, but just trades start coming out. This is where you're going to see what is going to happen in the rest of this game. Causa taking a tad bit of damage, I believe, from his own Ash charge. Now, though, the execute, it needs to happen. 50 seconds, yes, you still have the time, but look at this. The players are clumping up. He finds the roamer. Now it's just 3 players left on the bomb side. The Maverick on the main stairs finds one, but he gets answered back. Now suddenly it's in a 2v2. Mystic is the man with the momentum, but look at this. He's on the back of the bomb site. Sprays on through. The Wobub is going to give away his position, but look at that. From the drone hole, he finds one. The player is injured. Airy now needs to go for the swing, but he's not ready for it. The Ash finds so much damage onto him. He swings wide. He does find the final kill. Now it's just left up to AML. One player is injured. He might just be able to go for this refrag, but on both teams, one player is injured. He finds the long angle. He finds the headshot onto the down player. 1v1. Who is going to win this gunfight? Airy on around 60 HP. AML on 100. The M762 versus the MP5. The South African goal versus the Polish. Swings on wide. The Cam is giving away his position. The C4 gets ripped. It's going to be a round of Ringer Rosie. Trying to spray on through, but he can't. He's just backing off, and it's Bravado to win it. They win Consulate off of the back of the Malusi. Absolutely incredible. My voice.
Oh my goodness. If there were words to describe what we just witnessed, they wouldn't do it justice, because coming down to a 1v1 on such a match point of a round is as close as it's going to get, ladies and gentlemen. And as we look at that score line, 7-4, Bravado take map number 1, 13 kills apiece for Mystic and Elik, pulling more than their own weight where they need to, and they secure their team the 1-point lead in this best of 3.
Yeah, that was incredible, and I think my voice is going to feel the effect of that very round for the next few days. Bravado Gaming, the players are currently on your screen. Wow. We're going to go back to the face cam. We're going to say hello again. We're going to have a quick 5 to 6 minute break just to get these players ready once again once we head into that second map. But already, potentially we still have 2 maps to go, yes, but the action we've seen already, I just know this is going to be one for the ages.
My goodness, this is definitely a match for the history books, and I don't know if the scoreline right now kind of gives away what the social vote was predicting. Many people were on the side of Bravado, and right now, as they are in the lead, a lot of people have to be very, very happy. But let's not forget that ATK, they have such a following. They are the fan favorites. They have a lot of people cheering them on, and I'm sure they know in the back of their minds that there are people out there rooting for them. They are playing for their lives right now. They are putting their best foot forward. Though right now, the better of these two is Bravado. They are in the lead. 1-0 is the scoreline in the best of 3. Be going over to Clubhouse, and I don't know what to make of it. I would like to hear your opinions. How you think Clubhouse is gonna go?
Yeah, so this is going to go one of 2 ways. Either ATK, they prep this and they're going to do well, because we haven't seen too much Clubhouse from them in recent times, if I'm not mistaken. This is not really one of their frontliner maps, whereas X-Regicide, Bravado, this is one of their best maps. They're so damn consistent on this map. They, I believe, 2-0'd Vibin on the spot in this map. They played very well against, can't even remember the team's name, but just overall, they're good on this map. That's my TLDR. They're good. Expect something great. They have the 1-up. They have the map over them. So this is ATK on a back foot. Already, your kings in South Africa, they're not sitting comfortably on that throne. Bravado Gaming coming oh so close to threatening that position and claiming the #1 spot, but we still have a ways to go before that happens. Clubhouse, I believe we're going to take just a 2-minute quick break before we head back into that one. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. We'll be right back. Hello, and welcome back to an incredible game. I hope you're hyped. We're hyped. Chat, get ready, because this is Clubhouse, this is ATK, and this is Bravado. Let's head straight on in. Oh, that is the wrong keybind. There we go. We're ready. You hear the audio probably. There we go, finally. We're getting into the game.
All right, we're jumping back into the action, ladies and gentlemen. The matchup that many people have been waiting for is ATK versus Bravado going into Clubhouse. Bravado have the one map advantage, excuse me, as they did just win in spectacular fashion Consulate. So now ATK are the ones who will be starting on attack. And I was going to talk about the defenses because they did start on defense on Consulate, and they were showing us the depth of their strat book. They were almost at the point where they're playing 5D chess with Bravado when Bravado playing checkers. But the question is, should they tone down on the experimental strats a little bit? Because round number one, we saw that strat when they were defending cafeteria, one person runs outside, and then the electro claw is placed in such a way it can't be shot from vertical. It worked out for them then. It didn't work out for them round number four. So, Kanye, would you want to see them play something more conventional, or maybe go into the experimental area when they do get to their defending half?
I mean, I might want to see the traditional, but looking at these bans, it is nothing but traditional. An Ash ban, a Wamai ban. Especially on Clubhouse, you'd most of the time see some hard breacher bans, maybe some utility bans on the defensive side, but nothing like this. Divan joking there in chat, he's the Ash main for the side of Bravado. He said he went 2-7 in the previous game. Why you gotta bully him down even further? But just thinking about this, the dichotomy, an Ash ban and a Wamai ban. Usually when you ban either the Jaeger or the Wamai, you're allowing for the Ash or the Zofia play, because then the vertical or the throwables, the projectiles, are able to be lobbed easier. But why ban both of them? That is a question that I definitely think is going to get answered in this matchup through their playstyle. ATK, they're a fan of non-conventional things. They have the dedicated coach in Tomb, who I believe has been putting in the work. So, just a TLDR, I'm excited because this is non-conventional. This is telling me that they have something incredible ready for this game, and they're going to need something incredible if they want to claw back this 1-0 deficit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I've got yet another question. I seem to be having a lot of those tonight. When you are Bravado, do you try to play your game? Do you just try to play how you, I guess, you usually would? Or do you try more to adapt to ATK and try to play their game?
I mean, I guess you have to do kind of a dichotomy of the two, because yes, you have the advantage now, especially now, you can play your style because you've got them at the end of your stick. You can toy with them at this point in time. They have the lead, they have the leeway, and they have the room to try out some new things and try and just shut down ATK each and every single chance they get. So I guess Bravado here have more room for those brazen strats, the things you might not expect. But ATK, they're throwing caution into the wind. They're saying, we don't need that one map advantage. We're confident. We're going to take the next two. What do you even mean? Starting out with a quicker roam clear here, AML being droned out by his teammate, I believe, of Sir Pancake. The collapse might just come on through a lot quicker than we imagined. 30 seconds, they've already taken control here of the bathroom in the main kitchen area. The Jaeger up top currently roaming, almost caught out by the M762 there, but finally starting to open up the verticals. Now already the second phase of the round starts as the first kill comes out for AML.
That's such an early kill, and again it's AML who is starting things off for his team. Elik, as the Aruni, is gone, and he is not going to influence this round as a player, but his gates are still in position, and you can see one just there on the kitchen hatch, which is going to make dropping from there a little bit difficult. Though looking at the bans that we've had, they are going to enable us to see a Thatcher in play, someone who gets banned a lot. We're going to see a Valkyrie as well. So the C4 denial in this kitchen area that we see Figure setting himself up to open the floor could be a killing field if they're not careful of those nitros. Right now, AML is holding this wall as trying to shoot a C4 that's going to be thrown through. It gets caught and it gets shot out so easily. So much utility on the defenders is falling, as are their bodies. Divon is also gone and he's off. It's up to Mystic and Minted. And of course, as they say that Mystic is gone, so Pancake is there. He's finding double kills. He has woken up this round, and so much action can happen so quickly.
Yeah, already. Airy swinging on wide. He's trying to find this kill in the waist area. He finally does finalize it, but Corza finds a kill with the nade. Airy finds one with the deagle, quite surprisingly, and suddenly Sinnet left in a 1v3. We've seen this player go massive previously, but he's gonna have to go monumental if he tries to find that. But
your mic is echoing.
oh, I am so sorry. It is echoing. Someone has just told me. I'm gonna try and fix that. Sunset, keep it going.
Cool. Oh wait, now I'm sick. Olympus, keep it going.
All right, round number 1 is done and dusted, and ATK did it in quick fashion. There was still not half the round. There's still about a minute left when so many bodies on the side of Bravado fell that eventually ATK took the lead, and it started off with AML. He is a player I have been watching closely, as he's been either dying the first or getting the first kill. In that last round, he found such a beautiful angle onto the Aruni, who was sitting in that hallway down below. Bit of poor positioning on her part, but it gave ATK the man advantage they needed to steamroll
Attackers need to
through
locate
the
and defuse
defenders
bomb.
of Bravado. Though that's not to say that they didn't put up a fight. Eerie was there with his MPX at the bottom of the main stairs, battling it out with James, which I think was a bit of a potato test. Both of them missed quite a bit of shots. But in the end, ATK are the ones who start things off with an early lead. So similar to last map, Consulate, they're the ones who won the first round, though that map they started off on their defense. Right now they're continuing as they were on attack when we left them on Consulate, so they do continue their
10
attack.
seconds remaining.
Hopefully it's going to be as strong as I had spoken about before we started this cast.
I hope I'm fixed. Chat, confirm whether my mic is actually fixed. I don't know.
I'll let you know if it keeps going up.
Thank you so
Map
much.
1 was insane. This map's going to be great. And if we do go to a third, I'm betting that's going to be amazing as well. Good luck, guys. Keep it going.
There we go, one of our fellow casters, Sunset, just dipping on through, giving us the information and spreading the happy vibes. And I hope you guys have happy vibes in chat as well, because this is one of the biggest games you'll see for the next 2 days, because the finals might just be even bigger. It's one to look out for, but one to look out for in this very round is Devon, as he's toying around inside of the western hallway, inside of Strip. He might be able to go for this or not, if he bides his time well. No intel, though. This might just be a bit too aggressive, as the audio cue surely gets heard. JMS and Corza, they're ready to lock that out. They open the hatch to try and find the kill, but Devon just a bit too sly. Backs on down, and he's gonna just stay in Strip Club, but the wall is getting opened.
So already great work from the attack on ATK, getting the walls open and extending those angles all the way onto the top of rafters here as the bomb site is CCTV. So Bravado gonna have to play a bit more carefully, as the linchpin of this attack is usually getting that wall open, which I shouldn't say is an I-win condition for the game, but it does make it very difficult as a defender to sit around inside. James finds a kill onto Mystic, who is the smoke also on that Claymore, which I assume must have been a run-out. Well, now that I think about it, what the smoke is running out? Maybe it was just a very well-placed Claymore, which
I think I'm a journal.
sure where he placed it. Oh, yeah, that might make sense, actually. That drone hole was at the bottom right of the screen there. Claims the life of Mystic, which is the smoke, like I said. So plant denial is reduced for the defenders, though they still have 3 sequels in hand, though they do not have Divin anymore, as AML is there to find his second kill of this match, and then Minted answers back. Figure is gone. It's just a back and forth right now, though ATK are in the advantage as 4 men
Whoa.
face the 2
Ow.
of Bravado. This is such an interesting angle for it, as he's sitting right on the windowsill itself. He's not detected, as he's technically not outside, though he is outside the bomb site, as the execute phase is going smoothly for Sir Pancake. Top of red stairs is where he meets his first resistance, and the diffuser is successfully planted. It's a post plant here. It's a 1v4. It's a round for ATK.
And that is a way to start here on Clubhouse 2-0. That is how you answer back to Bravado. You don't play into their hand. You play to your own style. You play to your traditional ways. This is one of the longest standing stacks. teams in South Africa, and that's what you like to see, going back to your basics, going for those traditional executes. Yes, that first round over on the Church and Arsenal defense, the attack was a bit quick, but it was still playing to those traditional styles. And at this point in time, really, I don't know why they banned the Ashe and the 1i, really. I thought it was some big brain thing, but it might just be a bit of a comfort pick, bit of a comfort ban.
Comfort ban. I would wager more a target ban because, like we said, it's not often that we see such operators being banned, and I'm not sure that you describe them most accurately as comfort bans. But nonetheless, they are curious operators to be banning.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see further on if it does carry on, whether there's actually something that's going to be netted from it. Obviously, on the defensive side as well, you'd expect that Ashe ban for them to make more sense. I guess maybe just the vertical here. If you don't know, by the way, one of the most influential things in attacking here on CCTV is that you're able to shoot an Ashe charge from all the way down here into, I believe this is called bar entrance, all the way through from the vertical here, open up below where you're usually bandit tricking. So that's going to allow Minter to play on it, as well as the Aruni gates, just assuring that this wall is going to at least stay closed, or when it's opened, kind of stay closed with those Aruni gates. But now, the attack is spawning in. They have the red ping quite interestingly there onto, I believe, the Hepana. I want to see whether they stick to that same attacking lineup, that same attacking style, whether they switch things up, because the previous one, it was literally just bog standard Control-C, Control-V. What I want to see here is how they use these Hibanas, because it doesn't look like they're going to be using those X-Kairos here on the wall that they did last time. Usually the strat for an attacking team is to open up either one of those garage panels with the X-Kairos. This time around, I believe the Hibana is over on Jacuzzi side, but let's see what she does with this.
You know, that's very interesting to me because, like we were saying at the start of this map, normal is not what you describe the playstyles of these two teams. Look at the bans, look at how the first map went, and at the same time, I have been trying to answer a question deep in the back of my mind, is how would you describe the South African meta if there is such a thing that exists in the first place? And I don't think I'm going to be finding my answer in these two teams because they are playing so differently from how we've seen all the other teams in this tournament playing.
That's a very broad statement, and I actually have to think about that, but I just quickly want to highlight something. The Zofia over on the CC window chucks out her concussion, cancels the bandit trick coming out from the Bandito of Minted. Takes a tad bit of damage from the side of Catwalk, but the South African playstyle, it might just be this over-aggression, because figure he finalizes the kill onto Divander, nade kill coming out from Cause onto Mystic. Suddenly it's a 5v3. They've opened up the angles from the side of construction, or rather, they didn't even need it. The X-Kyro is going on deep. It's opening up the single wall that's going to act as a defensive point for Minted here. Suddenly, he is feeling the pressure, yes. So Pancake spraying on through from the main breach. Still a 4v3, Airy down below. Might be able to find one or two. C4 in pocket, whips it out. Might be able to find the double. Want to connect, but suddenly it's a 2v3.
Suddenly it's all winnable for Bravado as they turn things back into their favor here. Over-aggression is the word I would use to describe South African meta as we see it here at its best. So much action coming out in the beginning of this round, but as we go into the end of this round, the two players left on ATK, either to bring us a 3-0 scoreline or to give the round to Bravado, and the first body falls, and then the second both to Eri, who's had a huge round there, winning his team the first round on Clubhouse, and they have a round on the board.
I just want to say that Quick Peek was dirty. that was incredible. And I just want to quickly highlight something on the replay system that's beautiful. I'm glad we were able to bring this replay system here for the World League Esports 10K tournament. But look at this. He chucked out his Selma. The first one, he was in the animation of throwing it out, and he kind of panned to the side just to make sure that it didn't get caught out by the bandit charge. I'm going to replay that. For some reason, he still threw out a third one. I'm being nitpicky here, but why do you throw out a third one when you've already swerved for your second? I digress. That is such a minute point, but I just wanted to showcase it. Maybe it's showcasing the seeds of uncertainty being sown for the side of ATK. but I might just be overthinking and
Yeah,
hypotheticalizing.
you might be reading too far into it, Kanye. Maybe he just fast-fingered. I don't know.
Very, very
Maybe
possible that
panicked
happens to me
after-
quite a lot.
Yeah, maybe he panicked after he saw himself but didn't do exactly what he wanted to do. But nonetheless, it wasn't influential in them winning that round, as Erie, this man has been on such a roll this map, as he was there to find the C4 kill from below and then the last two and just get the first round for Bravado on the board. So now it might be the chance for an equalizer, because now the momentum that ATK had in those first two rounds is being broken. Or ATK might now get even angrier and answer back with two more rounds in a row. We're yet to see what exactly happens as we go back to church, and Bravado fans will be praying for a victory here, as they are the ones in the lead in this best of three. Consulate went in their favor. It was close, to say the very least. It was 7-4.
The red ping's coming out. You said ATK might be getting a bit tilted, a bit angry, and an angry ATK is not what you like to see. The Zofia almost with the single bullet tap from the M762, almost actually finding that Malusi, but the first one to find someone, it's a pancake. Onto Divan. The Vigil, the Roamer, that's currently not doing too well, 0-4. But that's a massive one, because that's pressure alleviated on the roam presence. Alex spraying on through from the side of Lounge. Giving away his position might just not be the wisest thing to do. However, he's going to go and full commit to this. He's rotating up top. Might just still be thorn in the side of ATK here. But look at this. The double backup here. Sorry, I'm taking time to pan over to that. But they've rotated two players up into Jim. That means the only player down below is minted. If they read into this, they could go for the rush strat, but from the vertical, he even finds more damage with the C4. ATK are feeling the heat.
As we go into the half of this round, the defenders will be feeling the heat as well, as they are on the back foot. Even the Vigil is the one who's gone. And like you said, that's huge, because this is a church defense, and that is a bit of the Mozzie Mute Vigil roam strat from SSD that's just slowly being worked away at, as Alec goes, and then Airy and Minted find kills of their own, and then Minted adds a second one onto the board. ATK is falling apart after starting out so strongly this round, and so much action, like we have been saying, coming out so quickly. There's still a minute to go here when we go into a 2v3 situation. Do or die for Sapancake. He's such low HP. One shot is going to get him. Figure is there though to give him the support he needs. He finds one and then a second. Sapancake though is on the ground, as is the diffuser. Iru though is in a round winning position. He's in a, oh my goodness. Above the hatch, finds the two kills when he needed to, and that roam from that Mozzie retaking the site from above gives Bravado the second round, and then it's an equalizer here for Clubhouse.
You can't let things like that happen. Let's be frank about that. That is an oversight from the side of ATK, thinking they can go for the pickup. Maybe, okay, I can kind of hear an echo again. Hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully, from the side of Bravado, they're praising that player, because that was almost perfectly. But I was nitpicking in that previous round. I am fully aware to admit to that. But in this round, I'm not nitpicking. I'm sorry. ATK, they had the lead. It was almost a deja vu feeling from the CCTV and cash attack, because they had the lead. But the men just start dropping. It seems like in those confusing situations where you're going for that side execute and you can't necessarily keep track in each and every single player on the side of Bravado, it seems like they're kind of faltering and losing track of the round and the objective. It seems to me as if ATK aren't communicating as well, maybe that being a consequence of them losing that first map. That is a bit nitpicky, and that is me maybe overthinking it, but something here is amiss. That much I can tell you.
That is quite true. I agree with your assessment there, but it was kind of an oversight on the side of ATK. Once the diffuser was down on the ground in that situation, I feel like the best play they would have made was maybe to attempt to go for a plant and then leave the downed player to act kind of as a drone. So maybe, like you said, there is something amiss on their side, because their IGL Corsa is one of the most experienced players, in this game, in this South African scene. Is one of the best IGLs as well. So he has the task ahead of him to not only put up kills like we saw him with that 3.2 KD in this tournament earlier, he has got the work ahead of him to also motivate his team and keep them clear-minded, keep them level-headed, such that they're able to go into this playing at the best of their ability, because this game is as mental as it is about just pure raw physical gun skill.
Most definitely. I mean, that's definitely something as well when you think about the storyline thus far of the new kids on the block versus the star-studded kings, is this experience and this mental play, and the experience to know someone is probably playing inside of Cash. Why not go for the feet hole? He finds a lot of damage actually onto Divan, not able to find the kill just yet, but that is big in the grand scheme of things. And just to bring it back to that point, I'm seeing a fragment of ATK showcasing to me that yes, they are, in theory at least, the more experienced team, but it just seems like these gunfights aren't going their way. And look at this, Corza with the 300 IQ vertical play. He finds the injure onto Minted. You were praising this man earlier. Almost finds the finalization of the kill. AML, though, swings wide. He finds two. ATK, screw everything I just said. They're looking golden.
ATK are in the lead, and when Figure fell, I thought that was going to be the round for Bravado for sure, but the huge kills from AML came out, and of course, as they praise the man, I give him a caster cast as well. He is down on the ground, as was minted earlier, but now he has been picked up. He's on about 20 HP, but he's on no HP. The Pancake goes huge here, 2 kills, puts him in a 4v1. The rest of his team is in such a position to get the execute here as they filtered in from construction. Mystic is the man to watch as he's the only man on the side of Bravado. He goes wide, he finds the star player, Sapancake is gone. The clutch master himself on the ground, but the diffuser isn't, as he is not holding it. It's James who was holding it this round. And right now things slow down a little bit, as it's most advisable to get the intel on this man. You have enough drones to do so. Find out exactly where he is and not take 1v1 gunfights, because that's how you lose a 3v1. There are 15 seconds left here, and Mystic is playing this the best he probably can. He's pre-firing everything, he's holding angles, he is reloading, and he is pushing up as the sound queue has given him away, but there is definitely cover from AML and the rest of his team there. Shut him down, and the gym bedroom does not work out. What I did there for Bravado, but it's instead ATK who are on 3 rounds.
I'm going to preface this by saying yes, ATK is in the lead, and yes, this might be nitpicky again, but I'm going to pull up this replay, and it's mostly to show the the Ace of So Pancake swinging and getting the double, but look at the drones in pocket for ATK. When that clutch happened, they had 6 drones across themselves and the players that were alive in pocket. They didn't throw them out. At that point in time, they just didn't have intel. When that 1v3 happened, when the castle with the UMP swung wide, they did not have intel. It very well might have happened that he swung wide and he found the planter with 2 seconds left. You can't get on the defuse, and they won the round. Small things like that ATK are kind of overseeing. I have to say that they're in the lead, yes, and they might be able to bring this back, but I really see a lot of things that ATK can still pick up and make work even better for them in the rounds to come. Hopefully they can make this happen. ATK, no one wants to see a one-sided game, and it's definitely not been, but I want to see an even closer game, man. I'm here for the entertainment. I hope you guys are entertained.
I don't know what could be a closer game than this, except every single last round coming down to a 1v1.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be good for either of us, for our blood pressure, or for the players either, because this is such a huge matchup. Like we talked about, there's so much on the line. The WLE 10K is called the 10K for a reason. These teams who are left, the 4 teams who have filtered out their way through our tournament over the 4 weeks, they're all battling for a slice of that pie, trying to get a piece of that sweet 10,000 rand prize pool. So if there was ever a time to show up, it is now, and we can see for sure that ATK are showing up. And I want to talk about that last one because you talked about how the drones were still in pocket. I want to give a counter argument to that and say maybe they were trying to be more careful with them because we've seen Bravado playing such a heavy mute, Mozzie and Vigil setup as you can see them doing now, though Divan is on the Jaeger, he's not on the Vigil anymore.
And that, my friends, is an opener for Bravado. And that is so damn important. He swings wide and he almost finds a second. Alec, up in Garage, up in Catwalk, on this power position, he is definitely the one to look out for because this area in Catwalk is one that if you can hold onto this effectively for long in the round, it might just win you the round single-handedly. Area is still down below and he might still pose a threat for the side of ATK rather, but still just this position Alec is playing, I can't believe he's still left in Catwalk. I can't believe they're not pressuring him because he can swing onto the main wall, he can push up and he can swing onto CC window, he can deny the players on the Garage doorway. This is really such a big position for him and I'm honestly surprised that he's still left there.
He's in what's called a power position, my friends, because like you said, he has access to so many important angles. And it gives me flashbacks to Berserkers versus Vibin, where there were two players left, and one of them was positioned on Catwalk, and the other one was on the top of Red Stairs. And from there, they were able to win a 2v5 clutch. So it's on to ATK to get these players out of their spots. As you can see, Mystic is here being supported by his jammers. No intel from the Sophia of AML. He peeks and he gets shut down so quickly, and it's almost a double there, but Mystic is finally on the ground because there is the trade from James. A C4 comes out, actually kills his teammate, and it's a 3v3. All of a sudden, as 30 seconds are left, and there's about 30 HP on Figure, something like 50 on James, and my goodness, it's just back and forth. 2v3 now.
Does he know? No, he doesn't. Minted finds the kill. Inside of construction, really well done. Now it's just Figure. The diffuser's dropped this one inside of construction. He doesn't even have a chance. As Minted goes for the pre-fire and he finds the round for Bravado. 3-3, I believe, on the round, or on the half, yes. This is looking very similar, eerily similar to Consulate, where it also ended in a 3-3 split. The question now is who's going to pull ahead. ATK on their defensive side, Bravado on the attack. Going to CCTV and Cash Room, this is where I believe we're going to see whether these target bans were influential in the way they wanted to defend this map, really, because for the time being, we haven't seen these bans being too influential. The Jaeger, the Ash and the Wamai, you don't see them. So surely there's something behind it. I'm kind of scratching my head, and I just want to talk about the Frost. Recently, her pick rate has gone through the roof, especially here on CCTV and Cash. She is quite literally the meta. I believe at the moment a 10% pick rate throughout the group stages of the World League Esports 10K tournament. If you want to see operator pick rate, go to my Twitter account, twitter.com/Diffuse. A small plug, but it's literally just to tell you guys, if you want to see the pick rate of these operators, and especially Figure here on the Frost, very interesting. The Frost in the international meta, but especially in the South African one, has seen a lot more play, and I love to see it. ATK picking it up. Let's see if they can pick up the rounds, pick up the map, and keep this going to a best of 3.
Yeah, Frost, like you said, has been seeing a lot of play, but I would wager it only on this map. I haven't seen it being played on too many other maps.
I mean, she brings utility. Like, she is diverse.
5 seconds left.
Yeah, she has the shield, she has the super shorty, and then the Frost nuts themselves, but I don't know how influential they are because players at this caliber, players at this level...
Oh, you think way too much of pro players. I'm sorry.
They know better than to hop into a window blind, right?
At times you catch people off guard. It's just one of those that you kind of, you curse yourself. You just question yourself, why did I fall for that? In theory, yes, every single time you jump through a window, you check down, but in practice, it just does not happen every time. They're taking care of the Banshees, they're taking care of the Verticals, trying to clear out these players, and for the time being, at least, this is looking very quick and effective.
Has Minted actually got that Banshee off there?
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
Okay.
It took 2, but yes, he has.
He sent 2 charges of his lifeline, but he eventually was able to get the job done. So right now, the players from Bravado are setting themselves up a little bit differently from how ATK were attacking this. They are below, some of them in the lounge area, as we have an IQ in the back, walking away at the floor, trying to find the utility, and they find about 75 HP on AML, who's here in Cash. taken so much from, was that an explosion or from a gun? I'm not entirely sure. But the deployable shield is gone, as is Ari, the man I was just talking about. Devon though looks up, he finds the kill onto James. There's someone all the way on Raptors finding such a long angle on him. Cannot find the kill though, as it's a 4v4 here.
I don't know where Ilek got injured from. Maybe a quick reset. We haven't been seeing too much of those since the 50 HP to 20 HP nerf. But there you go. AML showcasing why he is on one of the best teams in South Africa. Swings wide and he catches two. Suddenly equalized out. 2v2. Yes, some damage done onto AML and Divan respectively. But the stagnation is coming through. I believe it's Divan. Sorry, no, Mystic currently waltzing on up the catwalk stairs, shooting out the ADSs. So he does give away his position, but yes, there is a crossfire. Chucks out the flashbang, and that gives away his position to Causa, who's currently playing inside of CCTV. He knows where this push is going to come from. AML, oh so wary. The flashbang coming through. This is going to come down to an absolute bloodfest. Yes, still 45 seconds left, but these players are going to have to start pushing. Divan and Mystic, they have the crossfire, but looks like he might just opt to rotate on out. Diffuser in hand on catwalk, so he's going to have to jump on through that window. He doesn't have any Selmas, he can't open up this wall for an easy rotate. He needs to jump on through that window. Divan from down below though, he knows where these players are playing, he has the intel I believe, so he's going to try and clear those verticals, but AML, not if he has anything to say about it, trying to swing wide. Him and Cause are oh so frantic at this point in time. They know the push is going to come at some point in time, but that is the time that it happens. Now it's just left up to Cause, the star player for the side of ATK. 1v2 with the 416C in hand, playing down behind the deployable shield placed out by that Frost. The utility might just prove to be the winning factor for them here. He swings on wide and he finds the planter, and that is the round for ATK.
You are out of time.
Absolutely beautiful plays there coming out from AML and the main man Causa himself. The timing, ladies and gentlemen, he did not shoot him early, he just waited for that clock to hit 0, 0, 0, and at that point there is nothing the attackers can do if the diffuser has not been planted. Such a great round from both teams, going all ways. It was just back and forth, 4v2, and then AML finds two players, one who is down 2v2 and then 1v2. It was just absolutely chaotic. We could not ask for a closer matchup than this one, ladies and gentlemen. And going back to that last round, I want to say how we were talking about Frost, but I think Frost has seen more play on this map on the gym side rather than on the CCTV side, because on gym there are, I guess, more windows for you to jump through if you're going to the site itself.
Yeah, I mean, especially even now, down below, sometimes you see teams picking it up because the top floor roam play is inevitable. They're going to jump through one of those windows. You're kind of banking on them just having incomplete oversight. But look at this SSG top floor roam strat. The castle and the muters on the board as well, joined by the AML with that vigil, with the ERC cloak scanner. It's not going to be able to be spotted out by those drones. So what I'm seeing here from ATK is a very aggressive top floor hold, and they're going to play time on this one. Up top, they're using their reinforcements onto the gym as well as the CCTV wall, but the one counter to this is the rush into dirt, and looks like that's not what they're going to be going for. All of them looking, spawning inside of shipping dock here by the trash compactor. I want to see what's going to happen in this round. Quite interesting.
AML has taken a bit of damage. I'm not entirely sure if it's
Wait, what is that? What is that?
his own impact. But nonetheless, he will be starting off this round with a little bit of a disadvantage. I want to talk about this strat because the whole point of this strategy is, one, to waste time, and then two, to deny intel. That's where Vigil and Mute and Mozzie shine the most. Though we will not be seeing a Mozzie this round. Though what we will be saying though is Minted getting an initial pick onto AML. Early advantage, but then it's traded right back by Kosa there in the perfect position for a refrag. That is a Vigil gone traded out for a Thatcher and a Zofia. So good work on ATK holding fast onto this. Like I was saying, the point of this strategy is to waste time, but though ATK are adapting it now to waste bodies.
Yeah, really well done there, Causa, with the quick dip, jumping down into oil pit, finding one and a bit of damage, but can't finalize it out just yet, though JMS is still left to lurk up top. Finds the feet and he finds the head. JMS with the double. Whoops out the P12, a bit too brazen there for himself, as Mystic falls to figure. Now it's just left up to Divan. 4 and 3 on the scorecard. He doesn't even have the diffuser, and he doesn't even have an avenue onto the side. He challenges Figure, and yes, he finds the kill, but 3 more he's going to have to find if he wants any shot at getting this. And he reads into this. That might be the detriment of them, as almost the clutch looks possible, but calls are coming on through. The SMG-11 name a more iconic duo.
I couldn't name one if I tried, except maybe peanut butter and jelly. But my goodness, it's a jam right now for ATK as they are on the lead. Something we haven't seen since the last map, as they are the ones who are on the 5-3 deficit. Right now they are in the lead, and that last round, yo, it was just so close there. It was a 1v3, but then so much work coming out from the back, but it's not enough for him, as Kosa was just in the correct position to get those trades, man. He got the first trade, and then he got the second one to win him the round. And let's talk about information, because that's the point I was trying to make. When we were on round number 6, ATK were attacking and Bravado were defending CCTV. Mystic was in construction, and as the Mewtwo had his jammers there, denying any sort of information from the attackers. AML picked that kind of blindly and then got punished for it. And does information even matter at this point? Because this map, Clubhouse has been active so early in the round that I don't know whether droning makes a point anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's really one of those smaller maps in Siege where you can kind of clear this entire area with 30 seconds, basically, if you're an effective team. But I guess intel is always going to be necessary, and I'm really sad that in Siege's observing tools, you can't spectate a dead player to see what cam they're holding, because I really think these dead players have been more influential than we would think. We often talk about how ATK or Bravado aren't really using their intel on their drones, but I think the ones that do have placed out from these dead players is giving more intel than we might imagine, though Thatcher is still in play, not something you see a lot here on Clubhouse. Might just be able to open up this vault in the next 15 seconds.
Chat is... I'm sorry, the site is not chat. Where do you think it's chat? They just want chat. They are going to gym. Maybe it's because of the castle that I was thinking they're doing another SSP strat. But yeah, the castle is being brought out, as is the bandit, and their job combined is going to prevent Mystic from opening this Jacuzzi wall, which is what he attempts to do as he gets some drone work, figuring out whether there are any defenders downstairs in that bar area and whether they should be worried for C4s from below when they go for the execute. There are just 2 on the side of the defenders, excuse me, which should be more than enough to deny, but James is stuck by his own teammate there. Elliot, through the drone hole, is able to find an unlucky kill for James, as he's just there, not able to get into showers. But Mystic is, though, they are rushing this. It gets punished immediately before Kosa is traded out. The trade master himself gets traded, and then it's all of a sudden a 4v3, and it's just half the round gone, Kanye.
Yeah, and look at this. The execute might just come through. 4 players barreling on through. 2 of them currently inside of bathroom. Eri trying to rotate up on through, but Figure pops the castle barricade, but he doesn't pop ahead as he's still trying. And oh, so trying to find another. 2 players currently injured. It looked oh so doable, but no Alec finding the double. Locks out the round for Bravado, and he says no to the deja vu, because think back to Consulate. The team in the second phase of the game, in the second split, that pulled out ahead, pulled out 3 rounds in a row. This time, no, it's not going to be as decisive. Bravado Gaming, they're putting up a fight to ATK's momentum, but they're going back to CCTV and cash from one of their stronger bomb sites. Let's see if they can carry that momentum on the attacking side, or whether going back to the stronger bomb site is going to yield them anything, because still... Yes, it's 5v4, yeah, 5-4 on the scorecard. Yes, ATK have the 1 up, but it's still damn close. Keep in mind, Bravado, they have 1 map. If they win out on Clubhouse here within the next, 20 minutes, this game might be over, even though it seems oh so close.
Attackers need to locate and
We have a game on our hands here. 5-4 is the scoreline, like you heard, and it's getting even closer to the end of this night, as ATK is 1 round away from match points, and Bravado are fighting teeth and nails, scratching their way. They will not go down easily. as they don't want to give this team even one single map. Like you said, Bravado are the ones on the advantage here. They can attempt to try those experimental strats, which I guess is what we saw last round. They bomb rushed the site, absolutely destroyed the setup from ATK. Better positioned there. James was unfortunate. He was trapped by his teammate on that rotation into bathroom. Easy kill for Elik through the drone hole. And then they just decided, hey, let's push this advantage, guys. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Rushed the bomb site and got themselves the kill. It was a good attempt, though, from Figure, who was on the castle to try and clutch things back. But that would not be the case, as they are now defending CCTV bomb site, like you said. And I want to see whether they have any setup over on rafters, because, like you said, that's a poor position. It's a good place to situate yourself as a defender. If you have our mine magnet and an ADS, there won't be any ADSs. What there will be though will be, sorry, there won't be any magnets. There will be ADSs though from Corsa, as he is the Jaeger, though that can be very easily countered looking at the utility from Bravado. 3 flashbangs, 2 smokes, 2 grenades. It's going to make easy work of anyone holding onto rafters.
Yeah, and very interestingly, they don't actually have a Habana, an operator that you see played quite a lot, especially on the attacking side here. Even though, yes, you really only want to open up one of these walls, 2 would be perfect, but Divan finds the opener from the vertical, I believe. We've seen the Buck be oh so instrumental in these rounds. He just plays the vertical and he finds these kills. Quaz is still left inside of a bar to wreak havoc onto these players, but he just can't find the opportunity. And really, I want to comment on what's going on here inside of Garage, because Bravado Gaming, we see them focusing on Garage and they take Catwalk as I speak. ATK, they really kind of had Catwalk as an oversight for their part, I believe, in my opinion at least. Bravado Gaming, they have no chill. They're pushing on through. The main wall is open. They have Catwalk control. The crossfires are set up. They might just be able to go for this execute right here, right now, but AML proves to be a bit of a nuisance as he finds one Divan to fall. The Buck that did oh so much damage from the vertical, not going to be left to reign supreme anymore. All of the utilities getting popped and the execute is going to come out. AML the only one left on the bomb side, as Causa is currently inside of oil pit. He rushes on through trying to see what he can do, but Airy runs to the final with the L85. Causa to fall and Bravado to find another round. Equalized out in a 5v5 to 5 scorecard rather. This is looking like Bravado are finally pulling things back. ATK, if I am them, I would be stressing right now.
The comeback potential from Bravado is definitely showing its teeth there, as like you said, we equalize, and I want to comment that that's the 3rd time in this series that we have equalized. Consulate, we went 3-3 on the split for attacking and defending in the first half. Same happened this time, and then Bravado bring it back with 2 rounds in a row, making quick work of that defense from ATK on CCTV. My question is, how did Garage fall? I was just talking about rafters or catwalk, what you might call it. We didn't quite see if there was a player there from my perspective.
So I believe there was one player on Catwalk. I believe the utility came out from the Zofia and the Buck at the same point, flushing that player out. But even more important than when the kill came out in that moment was how they set it up. We talk a lot about how defenders set up a bomb site, and it's definitely something to look for, but I would argue in attacking side, it's even more in their hands to mold a bomb site to their will. We saw them open up the default angles in the garage walls. I believe both the left and the right panel were opened up, and though they invested in the lounge area as well as the main garage doorway, they had 3 players with crosshairs focused on the one player in Catwalk. I can't believe remember for the life of me who it was, but I can remember that Bravado, that attack was clinical from them, and I really like them focusing on Catwalk because I don't see enough teams doing it. I said 8-8, they don't focus on Catwalk on their attacking side, and Bravado, I speak it into existence. I love to see it, and I love to say their attacks thus far, and it has the momentum once again, but AML just shuts it down, as I say. Finds one, finds damage onto the second. Can't find it though, equalized out.
What appears to be a quick rush here from Bravado slows down a little bit as Alec and Divan are here in blue. Mystic with a quick tap onto James. Figure though trades Eerie immediately. Bodies are falling in the first 30 seconds of this round. It's just Sir Pancake left for this to go to match point for Bravado. Smokes are coming out as our players from
that's
Dutch
diffuser.
Tunnel. That's the diffuser on the floor. So 1v2, it's a little bit more winnable now as Divan is on such low HP and the pings are coming out. Sapankik has the info on them. He's getting flashed. He's getting smashed. He's getting smoked right now. There's one in the hallway. Sapankik, if he aims just a little bit down to the right, he might get him. But right now he knows he has the diffuser, so he's not in a hurry to aggress onto them. If one crosses and then gets the diffuser and goes right back to box 3 to attempt to plant. He's being covered by Alec though. Shots coming out from both sides. Sapankik is on the deficit here as he's on 25 HP.
He can force the 1v1 though. He knows one of them is defusing. He knows he can find this kill for the Jackal, but now the plant is confirmed and he needs to worry about this crossfire and it proves too much. He had the red things, but the intel isn't enough. You need to go for these engagements. You need to find the kills, and in the end, it's Bravado first confirming match point. And we've had so much action that I just want to confirm to you that yes, if Bravado win this next round, they win. Done deal. Easy as that. They head to the grand finals. This is scary.
If I were ATK, I would be quaking in my boots right now because they had such a good lead. They were 5-3 before Bravado were able to string 3 rounds of their own in response. And 2 of those have been off of the backs of a swift rush into sight. We did see ATK try to adapt to that though, because there was a Kapkan on, I believe it was a Pancake, but
it was
Kapkan
interesting.
did not come into play whatsoever because the attackers just kind of ignored where the traps were and just went straight through oil pit, down into utility and into sight.
Yeah, the biggest problem there, I think, just sorry to cut you off short, is when you're rushing on through oil pit, there's only one doorway you need to worry about. It's this one here. And I guess as well you need to deal with this doorway inside of garage, but when you think about it, just rushing on into oil pit, you're not really faced with any of those Kapkan devices, those EDDs, and I think even that rush was so quick, he didn't get a chance to place all of them out. They were completely unaware of that push, and it worked out, and SSG top floor ramp strat, I don't know if this is the play considering what we saw in that previous round. Bravado are feeding themselves, they are confident in these rush strats. They might just go for the dirt rush and lock this out right here, right now.
We do see a bit of rush denial from the Legion on AML, who's been doing so well for himself. He's on 10-10, so an even KD ratio there. We'll see whether his traps will have even the chance to be put down, because these rounds have been ending so quickly with that last round. Then it was like, what, 2 minutes on the board, something like that. The aggression is the name of the game that has been coming out from the second map especially, and it's just a question of who is going to be the more aggressive team, who is going to be the more aggressive squad here to win this. Bravado could shut things down right here, right now, as they are the ones on match point. It's a standoff. Divan, AML, trying to find each other's heads, but none moving just yet.
Yeah, he does actually spot the one player out, so that intel might prove very instrumental if he wants to go for this execute and lock out the kill into this Legion of AML. Causer though, I don't know where he took some damage from, but he's on around 20 HP now. Airy is going to be the point of ingress because this Legion is worrying about the window, but he doesn't know about the player on the side of Catwalk. Screw what I just said, he did know of the player and he finds the kill. Looking for the second, but Divan to find it. Now it's a 4v4, but you've still got the top floor room presence of both Causer and I believe JMS up top. If you can find this kill, it might be exactly what they need to push this into overtime. And he does, the MP5K coming on through. And now 3 players on the side of Bravado. They could still make this happen. It's still very doable. They have the Thatcher, they have the soft breach, and they have the hard breach. They have the oh-so-capable guns and the oh-so-capable players. 1 minute 20. They still need to deal with Causa on this top floor roam, and that's exactly what they need. Suddenly 3v3. They can now go for this execute.
It's always beautiful to see live droning like that being so effective. It's almost cinematic. As Minted was there to find the kill when he needed to. Kosa is gone, though as the IGL, he's still able to call shots from his dead state. Still able to tell his teammates that they've got this, they still have the advantage here as they are the defenders and the time works in their favor. So they could take this to overtime, or Bravado on the other hand, they could be shutting things down right here, right now, and giving us a huge upset as ATK. We know them, the Giants. They are the kings. They are the ones currently sitting on the throne of the South African scene. Will they be overthrown? or will there be a continuation of their monarchy? 30 seconds is the time that it will take to decide that. As match point, ladies and gentlemen, the stakes could not be any higher.
Quite interesting though, the ace opted to not use his Selmas. He had two still in pocket on the main kitchen hatch, but look at this. This is where the collapse is going to come through with the UMP. He swings on what? And he tries to find the double, and he does! That is it! They confirm overtime for ATK. This is not going to be a done deal. Yes, he finds one. 4 seconds left. It's almost a done deal. Sir Pancake now just left. He needs to clutch this. The plant is going down. He knows this. And that is exactly what ATK need to force overtime and not have their fate cemented. Not yet will the monarchy fall. Not yet will their ticket to the lower brackets be confirmed. They can still fight for their ticket to the upper bracket. And before I keep that momentum in my voice going, I want to take it back and just calmly talk about the ace's choice. He had 3 Selmas in pocket. He used 2 of them on Dirt Tunnel when he could have either opened up kitchen or moto hatch. The proof is in the pudding, and I guess hindsight 2020. But really, I don't know why he opted to push on through Dirt Tunnel. Yes, you could say the crossfire was set up, and it might have been a preferable angle and a collapse in their opinion, and just a case of comfort for they prefer one player in Dirt. They just like having that when the collapse comes through. But I don't know why he didn't go for one of the hatches, why he didn't go for those verticals. In the end, ATK take it. Overtime. Let's see if they can push this all the way into map 3.
Overtime it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's such a huge round for Figure there as the castle. It was the dying second of the round. It's do or die. Bravado are on match point. They are on map point. He ran through the smoke, he tanked his teammates' damage, and then found the 2 kills. The 2 players who were looking into church, they were not aware of his heroics. And then he tried to run away, tried to save his life, because at that point you just need to survive as long as you possibly can. He wasn't quite able to, but in the end, Sir Pancake was still alive, and as the clock hit 0:00, nothing that the attacker could do to continue planting, and yeah, the round is in the favor of ATK, though we don't really know who is in the favor to win this one, because Bravado are on map points. They have, rather, they
who's that
are
down?
on 1 point for the map. They have 1 consulate. They're looking to win Clubhouse and close this right here, right now. And AML is the one who's going to make those dreams a little bit more difficult here on his roam in the top floor. 12 in 5 heroes. If he can survive just a little bit longer without getting traded, that's going to be huge for ATK, because whenever they've gotten the opening, they fail on the trade.
Yeah, sorry if I was switching between players too quickly there, but really it was hard to keep track of ATK's bottom floor roam presence. Corsa and AML really doing some damage there. Though they're starting to feel this pressure on the bomb side. They know the Buck has been pushing into Stockroom the past few rounds, and now that is the play. That is how to answer back onto it. No longer is the vertical pressure going to be that big, because you have the horizontal angle to deal with it. Yes, the wall has been opened. One of these panels has had 1 Selma detonation go off. But one of the biggest things here is the question of AML on the alibi. His prisms are feeding so much intel, especially in the start of that round, but now as well. If you don't know how a prism works, an alibi prism, you need to shoot down the base of it to deny it and kill it. When they're going to jump through that window, they're going to have intel fed to them. Those prisms, yes, they feed intel in the start of the round when they go for the pre-fires on the windows, but even more so in the late seconds of the round when they can't really, just like a frostmat, look down and shoot it. Zofia, though, on the roof, like I said, those prism pings, they're proving too detrimental, and this might just be ATK going 1 up already in overtime, because now 3 players on the side of Bravado. 1 player falls, yes, but still a minute, and this collapse needs to happen.
AML, like I said, he got a bit too aggressive. They're being fed by the intel on his prisoners, and he is gone. So from a 5v3, quickly, it's a 3v3. I have to say this round has been going a bit slower than the other ones in this map, because right now there are 45 seconds left, and that's how much time separates these teams from being on match point. But Corsa is there in a position you don't expect him to be. He's now prone on the ground, having found a kill onto Minted. Divin, The Baku's been playing so well from below. He's on so low HP as well. Nitro Cell comes out. It's not yet been detonated. Waiting for the perfect call, for the perfect moment when that plant will be attempted. As that's what Mystic attempts right now. He goes in. Red Stairs is the pressure from Figure. He's not killed, though he takes so many shots. 15 seconds. It's do or die for these attackers. The defenders, they are one man more and they have more HP. They have to do swing round. Oh, Figure there. He's getting shut down as is Devon. Costa though adds onto the foray, and that's it. 2 versus 0 as ATK find themselves 7-6.
Yeah, and that's a really big one because now they have the leeway. If they lose this next round, it's not a done deal yet. They still have one more to claw it back and fight for on their defensive side. And ATK, they almost fell victim to what they did earlier on here on Clubhouse, where they have the man advantage, but in the end, they're not just able to make the gunfights work, have it fall their way. And I think it might be a product of them now on the defensive side. Like we said, over on Consulate with the downstairs and the, I can't even remember the bomb site for the life of me, but over...
Archives fellas?
Yeah, that I can't even remember. The garage, the downstairs, the garage, easy. When that happened, as well, you saw ATK a lot of the time, they have the man advantage, but they just can't make it happen. In the beginning of Clubhouse, like I said, again, it seemed like they just can't make it happen. Finally now, it seems like they're not falling victim to the same thing. Yes, the one player was caught out, I believe, on catwalk stairs. Yes, one of them went for a very aggressive run out there from jump side, but in the end, even in the 3v3, they're able to clutch those rounds out, and that's what you'd like to see. Now on the defensive side, Bravado, can they match ATK's defenses? Or will this be ATK locking it out and confirming our ticket to Russia, to Cafe Dostoevsky?
That's the question that we'll be finding out in the next few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. And I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who are watching right now. We could not have done this without your great love and support. So thank you so much for tuning in to watch 2 of the biggest teams in South Africa battling it out here in the upper bracket finals, which to me might as well be the grand final, because like we said, the storyline between these 2 teams is what's carrying so much hype, so much energy right now. Yeah, it's a pancake on ATK. That last round, like I said, the Rafters is a contentious spot for both of these teams when defending CCTV. So Pancake was holding strong there, but he got a little bit aggressive and then he got taken out. And it wasn't like how we'd expect for the flashes and then the Udias to get burnt and then he gets naded out. He just got a bit too aggressive on those stairs, as did AML on his run out. So aggression on ATK's side, a bit too much, and he gets punished as Kosa is the first one to fall. Mystic is there to find his head, the SMG-11.
Yeah, and that's really well done here in the strip roamed, though. Divan is now kind of stuck. One corridor, if I pan onto the overview, if you don't know this map too well, he's literally stuck there. There's no way for him out. AML's going to try and go for the swing. He knows this player is there. Can he find the engagement, though? He swings wide and he finalizes the kill. Divan to fall. Though, look at the damage AML has taken. Yes, he's 13 and 12. He's been doing well this game, but when you're on so low damage, you can't really do anything. Figure has the X-Kairos in the hand, and I believe he has now opened up. Yes, he has opened up the kitchen hatch, but still, the moto drop down as well as the stock hatch are left in place. And look at this Mystic on the oh so aggressive position. Inside of stage could pose a massive threat to the side of Bravado, or sorry, to the attacking side of ATK.
This might very well be a game-winning position for him, as I don't believe ATK are aware of his presence there in bars. They continue to work their way on this floor in the kitchen. The minute and 15 left, so aggression has been toned down just for now, as they set themselves up above this hatch and in Dirt Tunnel, trying to find angles onto these anchors. Are sitting pretty right now. They know they have the clock on the side, though they do not have that wall reinforced and minted falls there as the Kaid is gone and off the board. Though this roam, what a shot from Eri, and then another from Elik, and suddenly the defuse are going down in the 2v3. It's not even able to get planted as Bravado win it, and we're going the full 9 yards here, Kanye.
We're going the whole way, and ATK, they hope they can make it go the whole way, because if they don't win this next round, it's done. Bravado is going to to the grand finals. ATK have to fight it out in the lower bracket finals. But that round there really came down, in my opinion, to those last few engagements. Because yes, here you have on your screen, Figure finds that really aggressive pick with the pre-fire into blue. But in the end, the roam is posing too much of a threat. And this is really something ATK has been struggling with. That smooth shot there from area really looked like the hyperglides and the G Pro were working out. But Church and Arsenal, it's going to be the point of defense. It might just be the final point of defense for ATK if they aren't wary.
Defenders, protect your
This
bombs from being
is
defused
do
by
or
attackers.
die right now, ladies and gentlemen. And you can bet your bottom rand that ATK will be playing absolutely out of their minds to win this, because it's their last chance at taking this to the finals, the grand finals themselves. Otherwise, like you said, they will be taken down into the lower bracket, which in the grand scheme of things is not a bad position to find yourself in after you have played so beautifully. It's not like you are there due to lack of effort.
Well, it's
There
taxing.
because your enemy team played better than you.
Yeah, it's still taxing though, because then still you need to fight through the low bracket. They want to win this. It's as easy as that, really. There's no way you can spin this to say, okay, no, they might be throwing here, because everything to play for here. Quite literally everything. I'm not too sure if the team that advances through the upper bracket finals is going to have a one-map advantage in the grand finals. I am to be confirmed on that one. I'm not too sure. Do you know?
Yeah, it will.
Oh, okay, so they have a one-map advantage. So even in the grand finals, if you win here, you're getting an advantage. AML, though, might be a bit too aggressive considering it is overtime match point here, but JMS to fall, the opening pick going the way of Divan. 2 minute 20 on the clock. This might just be theirs for the taking.
Such an early kill as well. Again, I'll say Divan has been playing that back absolutely beautifully right now, and he has put himself and his team in a good position to take this, though I'm not too sure if they're aware, of course, of who is playing all the way in logistics. I think they are, because Divan now has rotated. He opened the hat on Q, waiting to get a kill, as it tosses a flash in. Costa does not have a rotation there into construction, but he does decide to go all the way into master bedroom. AML is there to find a kill onto Minted. Last little fear gone also. Huge pick for his teammate, as it's a 4v4 now, and there are 1 minute and 42 seconds that separate us from a revolution of sorts, or the monarchy will continue to live on.
Yeah, it's a 4v4 and it might just be too taxing, but Figure shuts down Airy. No chance for the Hibana, the ex-Kairos in the grave with her. No more opening up those hatches. Jaeger going for an aggressive swing there. The quick peek coming through, but it's not going to connect onto anything just yet. But he's still up top. The attackers realize we've only got a minute left. We need to make something happen on this bomb site. Mystic still has 3 Selmas in pocket. So yes, the Hibana is dead, but he might be able to open up this stock hatch. The moto hatch, I believe, as well, was opened up by the defenders. So a bit of one up coming up from them, but the diffuser in hand. The proximity scanner is going to give away his position. It is currently behind him. We did see during the preparation phase where he placed that one out. The last smoke canister getting ripped. And now, 3 players left. If he finds one, this might be doable as Figure falls. This is exactly what I was talking about. Swings wide though, so Pancake finds one left in the 2v2. This is looking oh so dire. Either team could still take this as the diffuser is in pocket. The 2 players that were on the top floor roam now left to come and retake this bomb site. The plant is coming down. Mystic, the only one to cover this. Elik, though, does so much damage with the L85. 2v2. Elik falls, and now it's just Mystic. The diffuser's on the other side of the bomb site, and from the hatch, AML is holding it, playing oh so passive as well, Cause inside of blue, making sure that he can't lock this down, but the headshot coming through, this is doable! The diffuser in hand, 10 seconds left, he needs to go for this plant. AML, if he reads into this, if he goes for the drop, he spots down the player, but the plant is gonna get confirmed, left in the 1v1, the drone shot out to give the intel, toying around each other. Last time around, this went the way of Bravado. Sprays on through, and it's Bravado to end the era of ATK as they lock it out in overtime match point. You have a new king here in South Africa.
Ladies and gentlemen, we could not have asked for anything to be closer than that. Coming down to overtime match point, the very last round there, ending in a 1v1. It was all so close, and any team could have taken it if we are being honest. But in the end, it's Bravado who are there with their two maps in this best of three. They have sheared the heads off of the kings of ATK, and now they are sitting pretty as they know they are going to the grand finals.
That is such a massive boost, and I guess you can hear that in my voice with the little voice crack there, that it was taxing on all of us, but even more so on ATK, I believe, because they came into this with confidence. I talked to some of the ATK players even before this game. Like I said, they were confident, but the confidence might just be the downfall of them, as now this is Bravado's for the taking. They've blown it wide open. No longer will we have the era. I like to liken it to the G2 era back in the day, the X-Penta G2 team, where they just seemingly won each and every single game, each and every single tournament. ATK, before this, they were undefeated 12 games in a row. When you go and look back at the South African tournaments in the last couple of months, it's been ATK, 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 but now we have someone to rival them. One of the biggest orgs in SA has stepped into Siege, and they are here to stay.
I don't think we could have asked for anything to be as close as that came down to. In those last seconds, my heart was absolutely beating. It could have been anyone's game. Because I believe AML was in a game-winning position at the top of the kitchen hatch, but the clock just worked against him a little bit. Because in that position, you should wait for him to plant when it's at 0-0, but there was just enough time for the diffuser to go down, and that's enough to win Bravado their second map. Clubhouse is theirs, as is Consulate. They have marked their territory and they've said, hey, if you want to be the best in South Africa, you have to beat the best, and that's exactly what they've done here. Congratulations to them. But at the same time, it was one hell of a game from ATK.
Most definitely. I mean, it was really close. I'm honestly quite surprised that it came down to an 0 on Clubhouse and Consulate. I mean, most of those rounds felt so close. There were executes and times where it really could have swung either way. I mean, literally that last round, if those gunfights had gone different, a millisecond or two, it might have been different. But no, that is the outcome, and that has been us for the upper bracket semi or the upper bracket finals for the World League Esports 10K. It's just been I, Kanye Diffuse, and Olympus. Do you have any final words for us?
No, I just need to go and relax and take a few deep breaths, as I'm sure all the players need to. My heart is still racing from what has been an amazing game to watch, and it has been an absolute blast to have you all and to have you, Kanye, casting beside me. I have thoroughly enjoyed your casting.
Same to you, man. It's been fun. That's been us. Thank you so much for joining. See you tomorrow. Cheers.